and everything. To tell
Oh,
Tampa they'll be here Friday, so don't go to the post office because I done already ordered the bubble wrap and the boxes that are just for those vehicles. So I just wanted you to know we're supposed to be here Friday, Pam. So
Alice,
I
he says
have
stay off
that, so
his
that way
floor.
we don't have to worry about.
breakage.
Yeah, that's what he says. Of it.
You messing with his wheels,
Yeah,
Alice. Stay off the
he don't
heels.
like me riding. I
I
be on
cut
there
grass.
just riding
I like
around.
how I cut it. I like it manicured OCD issue. That's what Sylvia said. I mean, I will cut grass, but I'm allergic to it. And baby, after I'm finished cutting grass,
Mhm.
I'm like, oh Lord. But after a while, I had to
Mhm.
start paying somebody to come cut my grass because I couldn't stand it. I couldn't hardly breathe when I
Wow.
finished cutting grass. But then my middle child, she would go out there and cut the grass, and it don't bother her. Like I would cut the
Mm.
like she would cut the back, and I would cut the front, or we'll switch it up, and I would cut the back, and she'll cut the front. But after a while, I couldn't do it. David, talk about some say thank you for bubble wrap order, and thank you, Alice. David, get up here on this
You're
live while you
welcome.
sit there instigating. Thank you,
He all
my
right.
Alice.
Yes, I went and I ordered. They supposed to be Friday, so you will have a cute little box, and they'll be bubble wrapped and protected.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
What about Sylvia's
yeah.
thing?
David don't want no broken box. Oh,
I'm,
Sylvia's.
yeah.
I have a box I can put in hers and some wrap.
Cause hers
Did you
can't
show
go
her
in the
what
one
she's?
that I got from the post office. It's too big or too little.
I don't know. You've got it. You can try it and see if it will fit.
Kids, give me that box. Let me see. Sweet thumb,
She's got a
sweet
sky bar with hers.
What is that?
this thing right here.
Yeah,
It's a
what is it?
sky bar. It's a sky bar.
Something
It keeps
fan.
your wine cool, and she can carry it with her. See if it'll fit in there.
Yeah, Sylvia, this one is yours. As I was gonna say, make
It
sure
may
you
not
get that
fit
up
in that.
box. I don't think it's gonna fit. Nope, it's not. I gotta get a
Okay,
bigger one.
I'll get a. Okay,
Yeah, I gotta
we'll
get a
get
big.
one.
Now it might. No, it ain't gonna go in that one either. Cause I was gonna say it might go in that box that you put the wine in it, but that ain't gonna go in there neither.
It'll be well. No, it's not. It's too tall. It won't fit in there.
Yeah, it
We'll
is.
just get another one,
Sylvia said, "Ooh, thank you
and it's
so
very
much."
light, so it's not gonna add no weight to it. You're welcome. Yeah, she'll
Yeah.
that
Well, I had sent you
be in
some
Georgia
bubble
when it's
wrap,
hot.
so I guess you could just hold on to it for something else.
Oh, that's that notification that came to my
Oh,
phone
okay.
today. My
Awesome.
Renaissance.
Awesome. Then you got your
I got
Oh,
excess.
yeah, I got a tracking number today. That
you
something was
did?
coming from you. Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, miss.
When did you send it?
I sent it today, but I usually have to go in and do that.
Hey, Miss Jones, Truth. Oh, are you on my side, Miss
Hi,
Jones,
Miss
True, or are
Jones.
you
True.
on my Renaissance grandmama side? Because if you're on my
She's
side,
on mine.
oh,
She's
can
on
you come
mine.
on my side, Jones Truth, and click the link so you can come up and help us discuss this topic?
There you go.
Sylvia said, yes, Dave, I cut grass and everything. Everything. Oh, snap a doodle. Where is it
All
at?
right.
See, it's a expected by Friday the 14th, and it gave me a tracking number.
Wow,
No.
that is baffling.
And when I click on the tracking number, it says UPS has accepted in possession of the item. They hadn't sent it out in transit yet, but they
So
got
that
it.
so that means I don't have to send them out, I guess, because they send them out.
I
I'm,
got something that said you
baffled. I'm telling
purchased
you, I didn't
something.
know that they did that. I mean, I did just join this new thing on USPS, so maybe that was a perk that came with it. But girl, when I tell you they gave me the blues at that post office, when I
Mm.
first walked in, the guy started yelling at me. And
Uh,
I was like, what did I do? But he had a customer. He said, you just wait. You just wait. And I'm like, because I just walked through the door. I'm like, what did I do? And so he came over there. He looked at the box. Look at this box. Because the bubble wrap was bigger than the box, so the box is kind of protruding. He's like, look at this box. Look at this box. And it's a medium. And you didn't even pay for a medium. I said, yeah, I did pay for me. No, you're not. This is not the price of a medium. And look at all this tape on here. Girl, he was off. I was like, do you want me to
Oh,
just take the
baby,
box out?
wow.
No, just leave it. Yeah. And they was like, girl, don't pay no attention to him.
he
Mm,
But
is
he
really
gave me the blues
tripping.
about that box, honey.
He is
mm, mm,
tripping.
mm.
He tripping. He tripping. But
I'm, so,
I
I'm
got
glad you told me.
I signed up for UPS um mail tracker. So anything that gets put into my PO box, and that's with your house mail or whatever. Anything that
Right.
gets put in my box, they scan it before it goes in my box and it comes to my email. So I
The
know
first
it's mail. Yeah, I
I
know.
tried to set up for that the first time, and the first time they told me I couldn't because they said businesses couldn't do it. So then I waited a while, and then I tried it again, but that was back when I was sick at the like December through April, and they sent it to me then, baby. I was too sick to even mess with it, but then
Wow.
so the expiration date passed. So I'm going to see if I could go back in there and do it again.
It probably depends on the shipper
Mhm.
has the receipt information in the system. Yep, she already had her information in there. Yep.
But I
So
mean,
guys, so those of you all who just came in, the topic tonight is
or
You had to look it up. You
I
forgot.
went blank. I'm sorry, I went blank again. The topic tonight is, do
Right.
you think there should be men duties and women duties in a relationship or marriage? So do you think women and men supposed to have specific duties in a relationship or a marriage? I say no. Because what you consider woman's work is man's work too.
really it is, honey.
Mm.
And if one is sick
Well, I'm gonna tell you.
and the other one is carrying everything, what you gonna do? Not take out that trash because he's sick, or not, go out there and cut that grass when it's coming up to your kneecaps and he too sick to do it. So yeah, I think duties is for everybody. I mean, if he chooses, I'm not gonna argue with him because I know I've known some men. Baby, they love cutting grass.
Right.
They like how they put the lines in it, and you wasn't touching
Yeah.
their grass. So if that's the relationship
Hmm.
we got, I'm good with it.
Well, yeah.
You know.
Hey,
So yeah, I
CC.
don't think it
Well,
should be
I'm
rules. I think
good.
it
I
should
said
be
if.
whatever that
Hey,
relation.
CC.
Hey,
Sylvia,
Hey,
y'all.
Texas hands
Mm-hmm.
in the
Sylvia.
dirt. Oh, thank
Mm-hmm.
you. I'm
Hey,
glad
Texas
you
man
like
in
it.
the dirt.
What's up,
Sylvia,
CC?
Hey.
hey. I had to water that garden.
all snap looking like a
I
bike.
had to do it twice
I know
today.
that's right.
What type of motorcycle you drive?
Yep.
Girl, none. None. But this hair with this humidity, it need to be hit.
David said, no, not at all. If I'm sick in the bed, the children need to eat. You not gonna cook for them since it's woman's work.
Nah.
Chris Fall.
I just want to know why would
Let's
you
hear
compare?
CC's view.
Huh?
Let's hear CC's view.
Wait a minute, wait a minute. Let's see. I don't know where we got these roles in relationship. Works for all.
Oh,
Some
I don't.
relationships do have roles. Some of
Yeah,
them
they
do.
do. Some of them
well,
do.
one role that a man can't ever fulfill, they can't have a baby. So,
If they do, baby, I got a lot of making up to do. I need to get.
like, it's your year. You have the kid this year. That'd be nice.
Wow.
I
Ooh,
know. I
yes,
don't think so.
indeed.
Responsibility should be automatically put on one person. You are supposed to be a team. Ayla, well said.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. Teamwork make a dream work.
and it trips me out
Mm-hmm.
when somebody say a happy wife, a happy life. Well, what about the husband? Is he not supposed to be happy?
Well, they came up with that because they used to always try to say black women had attitudes and black women wanted this way and that way. So they try to say just keep them happy, and then everything gonna be all right. But that's not every black woman.
No, because
Thank
if my
you.
man ain't
Thank you.
happy, I'm not happy. I don't know. That's just me. I can't. Sweet Thumb said I can't have a
Crickets.
baby, but I can pick up a washing machine by myself. I can too with a dot. I can slide it on my
Can't
dot
pick up a washer.
and I can lift it. I drove for FedEx 2.5 years, baby. I hated that job. But I
can help
can help
have a
you
baby.
have a baby. Nor can you have one without men. Well, you can't have one, but you ain't gotta have a physical because you can go to the
right, right.
spa.
It's still possible to have a baby without having the physical of the man.
Exactly. Hey, by you. What's
Hey,
up?
Hey,
Brian.
Bayou. Hey,
Hey,
GD.
Jones?
Hey,
Are you on?
Bayou, how are you?
it's
Is
at the
Jones?
top.
Is she on my side or she still on my runner
She's
side?
on. She's
She's
on.
on your side now, I believe.
Okay, let me drop the link.
It's just like women
Let me
saying
drop the
Jesus.
link. What's up, JGB Haven? Come on up here, JGB Haven.
Okay.
Oh goodness.
I know. I, we already
Come
know he
on
the
up
alpha
here,
male.
J3, if you can stay awake. Come on up here.
We know he the alpha male. He is the alpha male. A
Oh
woman
gosh.
works in the house. That's gonna bring
Okay. If I sit there, then I
Now,
might
as
see
for
you,
me,
Fallon.
the duties of a
hey,
man
I
or
just
woman, it just all depends on what need to get done. So,
let me know when you're ready. I'm gonna sit over here in the corner.
what duties
Good
you
Yeah.
think
evenings.
if you're a
Good
single
evening.
man?
How y'all doing?
All
Hey.
right, and you?
I'm just really kind of tuning in, so I'm kind of behind. You have to update me. What are we talking about?
Hello,
What
J.
duties
Hey, Jess.
should there be duties between men and women in a relationship and or in a
Before
Should
she
there
start,
should there be
y'all ain't gonna
or
be
are
talking
there?
trash about my brother going to sleep on here yesterday. Y'all hear me?
No, we
Y'all ain't
not.
gonna be talking about my family.
We
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 was
didn't
are
say
not.
nothing
nice.
about
Hey,
you
we
going to
are
We
sleep.
not
was
playing.
nice. Tampa even said, "Go ahead and let him get some rest." So we were
Exactly. Now
covering
apologize,
you,
brother.
Appropriate.
I
covering
heard
you
I
with
was watching
love.
the video and some people was talking trash about him. So y'all gonna have to chill out on that now. We
tell him to
Georgia
take a
boys
nap
don't play
before he
that.
get ready to go on live.
David said lies you tell. You could never have a baby without a man, Sissy, even if you think it artificial. We didn't
Yes.
say that.
We saying the
We said
physical
you
body
cannot
of the
you
man you
can
don't
have a
have to
baby
have.
without physical.
That's facts, though. That's facts, though.
Yeah, we
Right.
didn't
I
got
mean, we still have to
down
have
with you to
a
have a
donor.
baby. Not at all.
You right. Some of y'all women could do like these other folks and go get a dog.
Well,
Hey, Jihad. How you doing?
hey,
Welcome.
growing with Hudson.
Adrian,
Hey, G-Hud.
Sylvia said, I love being outside, so
I do
looking
too.
me in the house will not work. Locking me in the house will not work. You
For
can lock me
real.
in the
I'm an
house all
outside
day out.
person too.
Yeah.
I do not want to be in the house.
So the question was, Should there be or are there?
Are there?
Do you
It's a
think?
should there be? Do you think it
Should
should
there
be men?
be?
Yeah. Should there be men duties and women duties in a marriage and a relationship?
Yes.
Hey, Tamika.
We already know your view.
Exactly.
Who said yes? Jay.
Jax.
Of course.
Jax.
Of course. The woman places in the kitchen.
Actually, whether you think there should be or are there are roles, period. The roles are there. And they may be, as they say, muddled in the water. They put a little dirt in there, muddle them up so you can't really see clearly, but the roles are there. They try to hide them behind all this, what is this?
Like
This
Tamika,
new age thinking, but the roles are still there. The roles are still there.
Yes.
Because being honest, there's a lot of things we will never be able to do like a man. I mean,
That's right.
That's
right.
just fact. I mean,
That's
because
true.
number
That's
one,
right.
you
He had a strength that I had prayed for at that time. Like, Lord,
can't
give me a man's strength. I need to change this tire, and I can't get this bolt off in this aggravating.
I'm gonna tell you how you do
Throw
that.
your
babe,
weight.
'cause my
Throw
uncle
your
told me
weight
how to
on
do
it.
that. My
Throw your
uncle
weight
told
on
me
it.
to put that lug on that tire, put my weight on it as I'm
Throw
putting
your
my
weight
weight
on it.
on it, and that's how I changed my tire.
You know what I did? I broke a lug nut doing that.
Because you put too much weight on it.
I broke it. I was like, oh,
Do me a favor.
Hey, Nikki. Nikki said, I am not a man. And I don't want
neither
to be a
ne-
man either.
neither do I try to be or want to be. I'm
Right.
content. The thing is, we've got the world has trying to so-called moving forward and actually is going backwards. They're trying to say, if you think a certain way or if you have this or you have that, then you don't have a role. You still got a role. Whether you cannot hide that fact. It's there. So the thing is, here's what I always taught my children. Look, I don't care what you do. You can't control anything in this world. The only thing you can control is you and how you react in it. So, and there's going to be roles in the marriage. There's going to be roles in relationship. There's going to be roles because you're not going to tell me a little 4-foot 10-inch woman and got a dude who's 6'2" and a fight break out. He gonna say, "You stand back, baby. I'll handle it." Please, come on now. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. If you was in a fight, if you short and you got a big old dude in a fight, and somebody coming to attack you, you're not gonna stand there and say, "I got this." And
Unless you got a pew with you.
that's it. That's the only way you're gonna win that fight.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because look, my husband, I don't have a problem with it. My husband is my protector. I don't have to worry about it. He got my back. And guess what? If I can't do nothing but pick up a stick, a baseball bat, or something, I'm going to have his back the best way I can. I may get hurt, but I'm not going to let nobody, just attack him and beat him down. And I stand there and go, "Oh, help me, please." No, it's not me. Nope. If we united, we going down together.
Right.
Hey, Tigsy.
Yeah.
hey, Rachel.
Hey, Tigsy.
Well, the
So
only
no,
reason why I know how to change a tire is because one day we got a flat, and I was picking my ex-husband up from work, which was my first husband. We got a flat, and I asked him to show me how to change a tire. He was hot. He didn't want to do it. I said, let me tell you something. The only reason why I want to know this is because I don't want to be in this car stranded somewhere and you can't get to me because I'm driving our own vehicle.
Baby girl.
That's
So
it.
I needed to learn how to change a tire. Yeah.
Girl, let me tell you something. I know how to change a tire. I know. Look, I'll get some lumber and build something. I know how to do a lot of things they would say traditionally a man, but just because I know how to do them doesn't mean that's my role. You know what I'm saying? It just means if push come to shove, I can survive. You understand what I'm saying? That's what it means. But the roles are there. They can argue with it if they want to, but that's not going to change. Like I said, the faces change, but the game remains the same.
But if you a single mother, the role is yours.
Now you're right, and I've been there.
Yeah.
Yep, me too.
You see, you got to understand. I got married at the age of 40. 40. I've been married 28 years. Be 29 July 1st. But I spent I spent a lot of years being single.
Mhm.
And I learned early on in my early 20s when I got out on my own. I learned early on.
That's right, growing with Hudson.
I had to learn how to depend on me because I couldn't depend on anybody else.
Right.
Because one thing about it, people say they'll help, but a lot of times you left stranded. So if you left stranded, what you gonna do? You got to
Right.
learn how to do it yourself. Let me tell
You
you
gonna
something. I had
take
one
your
of the
time.
mamas.
Hey, Kenny.
I
Take
yeah,
care of the broker man.
girl,
Hey,
let me tell you something. I had a mama. Look, I know how to lay floor tile. I could drop a ceiling. I could put up some
hey,
sheetrock.
baby girl.
I can do
They
all that
all
stuff.
live the lifters.
It's not that I want to know how to do it,
Right.
but if push come to shove, guess what? She's gonna be all right.
Mm-hmm.
But do I want that role? Heck no.
No, it's a lot of stuff I read, when I was a single parent that I wish I didn't have to, do. And when I do eventually get married, hey, I don't mind them taking on how many roles you want to take on. Take them on.
Say it again. Say
Now,
it
now,
again.
I'm gonna put it in right now because Cece the one that needs it most, since she's 20 years old and everybody else in here got a little age to them, and she trying to drag us to
Excuse
this.
you. Me and Cece the same age, boo boo.
Well, at this moment, you're not. She's 20 something years old, and you 40 something years old.
Thank you.
Because Cece trying to bring us to this new world order
Oh my
where
God.
they could do this, that, and the other. But Cece, you need to find out what a virtuous woman is, and that'll tell you basically that you're gonna take care of that house. You're gonna
Let me
take
say,
care of that man, and that man gonna be virtuous too to take care of everything outside the house and everything inside the house. We all
Right.
have our place.
Yeah.
We all have our place in marriage.
let me
Right.
say it like this. When I got married,
He must gonna be born in your era.
I had gotten to the point. When I first
Cause
got
even
married,
today, baby, back.
yeah. Cece, let me tell you this. I was like you. I was single for so long till when I got married, I had to learn how to step back and let my husband do.
Right.
And you can't be so hung up on all the things you can do. You don't
Hey,
have enough
Kenneth, welcome.
common sense to step back and say, let him be the man. If he want to be the man, let him be the man. That doesn't mean you his slave all of a sudden. It
Right.
means you're allowing him to be who he needs to be in the relationship.
I and their
Just
well
trust me. I had to learn how to, because I was so used to doing everything by myself. I know where you are, everything. You got to do it, get it done. Till when I first got married, I was still doing everything. He was like, Sheila, wait a minute, wait, stop.
Right.
I'll do it. I had
welcome
to
in,
learn how to
man.
let him do.
Yeah.
And
So you let him do. Just remember that, babies, because he coming.
yeah, I mean, I'm like that too. I'm so used to doing everything, and I've been single since 2020, and I'm still doing everything. So I mean, it's just a mind thing. I'm gonna have to reprogram myself to let him be the man whenever God sends him my way. I'm gonna
Yeah,
have to.
because
Mhm.
if you're in a relationship, and I'm gonna just tell it like this, I'm probably gonna trigger some folk. Well, be triggered anyway. Let me just say it like this: if you're in a relationship and you're still doing everything, still making all decisions, you still being independent, why do you need him? Even a man
Fact.
wants to feel needed. Come on.
Right. Right.
He wants to feel like
Okay,
there's a
baby.
place in your life
Right.
for him.
Right.
And if you're going to do everything and say, I don't need you to do that. I got this. That's why you're still by yourself.
Tenfold.
You, you have to let him do what he needs to do in the relationship to help the relationship.
Right.
So, and guess what? It's called roles. Everybody got their roles. Yes, everybody got roles. So, but you can't be so independent. You can't let him do nothing. That's why so many of these relationships last like that long.
Right.
You done got so used to being all that, all to myself, all me, it's all about me. When a
Yeah.
man steps in your life, there is no space for him.
Right.
You have to make room for him.
And I realized that. I mean,
Miss Jones. Yes, 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 yes.
okay, this is
I,
not
I
singing at the
you
Apollo.
know,
Okay.
I don't
Look,
like
look,
marrying
it
a
doesn't mean
woman
I'm
to
less
say
of a woman. It don't even mean
Right.
that.
Right.
that's
Yes,
true.
I'm confident, trust and believe. I'm confident in who I am. You know, I may not be the most beautiful thing in the world, but I'm not the ugliest, and I'm not the laziest. Look, I know who I am. I'm
Right.
confident in who I am. So
Right.
I can allow my husband to do what he needs to do to be the man in my life, and it still doesn't make me any less. And the world got some of these young women so convinced that if a man come in your life, he want to control you. That's not controlling. He's trying to help you. He wants you to be the queen that he wants you to be. He wants to treat you well. But if you so hung up on, I got this, I don't need you. Why do you let that man go? Let him go find
Be
somebody
my
to bring him.
queen.
Hey, baby.
Well, you do
And,
got a
and,
lot
and
of women that
CC,
say, "I don't
queen,
need no
somebody to
man.
be.
I don't need no man for nothing."
And
I
that's
ain't
why
gonna
they
say
by
that because I
themselves
need
right
you
now
for
too.
And that's a false narrative that they have stuck in ladies' mind that you don't need a man,
Feminists,
and it
feminists.
is
and
put
that's true.
there
A lot
basically.
of women say that. I don't need no
Is
man. What I
basically
need you
put
for?
there
I can do this by
to
myself.
is put basically put there so that you won't have a man in the house. Because if you have a man in the house, you become a family unit,
And you
and they
become
don't want
strong.
that. They
And you
don't
become
want
strong.
that.
And you become strong. And you become strong. Let me tell you something. This so-called feminist movement and all this other stuff. That's why most of these feminists is alone by themselves, still running around here trying to convince everybody. Well, see, you're old-fashioned, you're ancient. I may be ancient, but guess what? I got a man. What you got?
That's it.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
it.
But yes, I have run into several women who have tried to make me feel bad about who I am. Baby, you can't do that. Cause see, when it get a cold night, I got something to curl up next to. What you got? Your electric
Ooh.
blanket? Your heated blanket? Come on, your heated blanket can't talk to you and say, baby, it's gonna be all right. Baby, I got you. Baby, I'm there for you. Your heated blanket can't do that. So go
The
on
name
ahead.
is
Hey,
Jones
Miss Head.
Truth. The name is Jones Truth.
Jay, I don't know if it's better off with you being awake or being asleep.
Hey, hey. You can say what you want to say. This is JGD tonight. I gotta get in with y'all folks because my brother have fun with y'all. I gotta get in the same category he is.
That's all I'm saying. I'm done. I'm quiet. I'm gonna be quiet now.
Hey, Bella's Whisper, welcome in. Did
Dog.
anybody else
Knock
want
yourself
to
out.
tune in
Tam-
on this?
Tampa
Let us
done got
know.
hot and kicked herself out. Lord have
Oh,
mercy.
Tampa fell off.
Well,
If anyone else would like to tune in with this conversation, just let us know. And whenever she reappears,
you okay, baby?
Can y'all hear me?
Yes,
yes,
ma'am.
Yes.
Hey, Miss Head, welcome in, mother.
Hey, mom.
Hey,
Miss
Mom.
Red, I don't see you, but welcome in.
There she go. She
Doing
asking
good.
how everybody doing.
Oh, okay.
Good,
I,
good,
I,
Um,
good.
hey, I can tell you a secret. Hey, JG, I'm gonna do like Corey. Come a little bit closer. The truth
Welcome
is,
in, Deborah.
all these
Hey,
women that's supposed
Deborah.
to be independent. Here's the secret. All these women that's supposedly they just too lazy to do the work it takes to stay in a relationship.
Say it again. Say it again. Say it again. Say it again.
I'm talking about
for
them
those of
feminists,
you,
the ones that say they don't need a man. See, the problem is they too lazy to do the work it takes to stay in a relationship. Because a relationship is WORK. Work.
it is. It
Now,
worked.
now I'm gonna say
Baby.
this.
A
This is just
marriage
my
is a
opinion.
full-time job.
24/7.
Marriage is not
Okay.
for
Ain't no
everyone, though.
vacation.
No, it's
For
not.
those of you all who
But for
just came
yeah.
in, the topic is: are there men and women duties in a marriage and a relationship? So that's the
Welcome in,
topic that we're
Tony
discussing.
Gordon.
If anybody else wants to join the panel, I will drop the link.
Whew. Welcome in, Sonny's Garden.
All right. All
We're
right.
gonna
Y'all
have to throw some water on Miss
yeah.
Jones. Truth, she on fire.
Don't hurt the harvest has an opinion. Let me shut up. I'm gonna give her my opinion. It ain't my show. I'm sorry, but y'all asked me to come.
I did.
Yeah. I mean, I was just talking about like marriage. It's not for everybody, but
No, it's not.
um, when you're single, you're independent, you're free to go, do as you want. When you're married, then you have another person you have to consider. When you have children, you have more people you have to consider. So that divides your time up. So you're divided, but it's not for everybody, and it's
Correct.
okay. And I know people that are single, that are living their best life, and I say go. That goes for men and women. But if you do decide to get married, I think it requires communication. I think you have to sit down and write down what you will and what you won't take, what you expect out of this, and
Pull
I,
back up that other statement, Miss Tampa. Keep talking. Pull
no,
that other statement back up, Tampa.
and
By
so
Alia.
it just all depends. I think there are
Just one.
roles, but then if something happens and that other role can't be uh, filled by the other person at the time, you pitch in. It's teamwork. You're working this thing out together. That's just the way. That's just my opinion.
Actually, you're right. You covered it. It's not for look. Look. I'm a person of faith. Even Bible
Hmm.
says it's best if
That
you were not married.
there you
In a
go.
lot of cases, But if you cannot
Can
contain
hang
yourself,
yourself,
it's better to get married. If your
than to
passions are so
burn.
much, thank you, and it says that. So
Hmm.
I mean, it's there, but I'm talking about you can't go in a relationship and still act like you single.
No,
Right. Right.
I have
no.
family members who's ended marriages because the work is only on one side of the fence. The other
Mm,
person's still out there like they single. That's not a
mm-mm,
relationship.
Right.
That
no.
ain't even a business arrangement. And
Right, Homesteader
and
Rachel.
and I'm
Hmm.
sorry, if you are a married person, you cannot spend all your time with your single friends. If you, this is just
10-4.
my
10-4.
opinion. Because let me tell you something. You go into the bar with your single friends, you the only person married. You forget one thing. They out there hunting. You ain't hunting for nothing. So what you doing out
That's
there in
it.
the first place?
But
Facts.
see, I'm,
I'm
I'm
sorry.
opposite. All my
My
friends are
opinion.
married.
Now, I'll put it this way.
Pastor
One of the
Joshua,
things I'm
I'm
Pastor
glad
like,
Laura.
when I got
See,
married,
all
when
my
I got
friends are
married,
married.
I took my wife out of the US of A. So for 3 years, everybody that she met, I met were all new friends. There was no such thing as my friend, this, my friend, that.
yeah, our
She
friend.
had to make new friends. I made
Right.
new friends. So all them old people that we had before the marriage, that was her friend and my friend, all that was kicked to the curb. And Euler grassroot garden, it's not hard work. When the man and woman is working together, it is not hard work.
No. But it
It
is
is
work.
not hard work. It's
But it's
work,
work.
but it's
But
not
it's not.
hard work.
If you're working toward the same things, you got to be, what's they say, equally yoked. You got to be of the same mind. You got to want the same things. You got to
That's it.
be willing to talk it out, even if it's not. Look, my husband and I, my marriage is not perfect, not by long. But let me tell you something. Do we bump heads? Absolutely.
Yes.
But see, we don't see another thing we did. We started
Hey,
changing the
Nada.
language.
Hey,
We don't
Netta.
have arguments. We don't have arguments, JG. We call them intense fellowships, which means we have that's what we call them. We don't call them arguments. We call them intense fellowships. That means he has his side, I have my side, but we always work it out to where we meet somewhere in the middle,
That's it. That's
you
it.
know? Or if it's a decision, I'm like, I don't even want to deal with. I'm like, okay, I tell you what, you make the decision. I'm gonna go along with whatever you said because I don't even want to deal with it. That's how it
Yeah,
works.
yeah, but I don't think we can tell somebody else that it's not hard work because we don't know what's going on in their relationship. You know,
No,
if they say it's hard work, we're not saying it's overall hard work.
No,
If that's what
no.
that person feels, but we don't know what that individual is going through. So it may be an individualized hard work to even just hang in the marriage. So
well, real you what you said is correct, my Renaissance grandma. It's hard work if you're always bumping head in a marriage. True enough, it is hard work.
absolutely,
But if there's
absolutely.
no bumping in the head, you're
But
doing
yeah,
each
but
person doing
yeah,
what they're supposed to do. It is not hard work. There's work, but there's not hard work.
that's why I
It's
said
still work, but it's not
individualized.
hard work.
Right.
Because
Yeah,
you can't just go in a relationship without doing any work. You have to do the work. And that work consists of talking, compromising, helping. And
On
see,
both sides.
and that's not one day, that's every day. You don't
Yes.
know what one day could. And so that's a relationship. If you're not willing to do them things, a relationship is not I, me, my, mine. Though I know some people who try to work it out that way. God bless them.
It's
My
us.
relationship is ours.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Us.
ours. One cannot fall without the other. If it's separated, you be done fell by yourself, and I be over there. Well, you did it, But we work together.
You
So
you
I have
you know
a
what?
question.
It calls a wife a help me. And I'm gonna tell you about some of the early days of mine, due to me being in the military and running around and stuff. We did a whole bunch of traveling and stuff. And I said, well, we can't go such and such. Well, we can't go to New York next month because we ain't got no money. This got to be paid, that got to be paid. And I go sit down and I just think about what I could do so that we can take this trip. One thing I can always say that helped me. She always came up with the money. And the thing you remember when you gave me this money right here? I didn't use it for nothing. It was just sitting there and such and such. And we got the money. We could take a little vacation. We
Hey,
work
Jamia.
working in a marriage. Now I'm gonna tell you, I got 38 years. Is my marriage perfect? No. I'd be lying if I did, because if my marriage was perfect, we supposed to be going up from here. But now, this marriage, out of this 38 years, yes, there's been ups and downs, but then there's also, how to deal with it. And like I said, if we wasn't doing good, we couldn't have made these 38 years. Because we work on it.
Exactly.
So I have a question. When I was
Go
married
ahead.
to my first husband, and quote unquote, letting him be the man of the house, and I needed a bookshelf put together. I bought a bookshelf that needed to be put together. Bookshelf laid in the floor for a while because he kept saying, I'm gonna put it together, I'm gonna put it together, I'm gonna put it together. Before I put it together, I ended up tripping over the bookshelf because it was in the way. Every day he would come home, or on his off days, he still wouldn't put the bookshelf together. So one day he came home and the bookshelf was put together because I put it together. He got mad. Was I wrong?
No,
No,
No.
because guess what? I do the same thing in a minute. And my husband, I promise you, and he doesn't get angry. Look, my husband is a full-time pastor and a chaplain over at the prison, which means that's like being a doctor, because if somebody dies, it's not the job of anybody to go and tell that inmate that family member died. It's his. It's his job to go and tell him. So he's on call a lot. There's a lot of things that need to be done. If he can't do it, if I'm physically able to do it, he knows it's going to get done. Because we laugh about it. And then sometimes he kids me because I'll go out there and start using his saw, all his stuff, and he'll come home and he'll look out there and see me, and he's like, what you doing with my saw? I said, I'm doing what I asked you to do 2 months ago. And we laugh about it. But guess what? That does not make him feel like less than a man. It does not. because he's secure in who he is. I mean, JG, if your wife asked you to build a little simple table with some pallets and some 2x4s and you didn't get to it and she did it, would you be angry?
No. I know that it wouldn't be done right or perfect, but she would do it.
Now that's spoken like a true man, because that's my husband. Because he'll come back and look at it and say, well, we can do this a little bit better. You need a few more screws. You need now, and then guess what? That don't bother me. It makes me laugh. You know what I'm saying? I think it's funny but that's how they are. That's fine. Let him. That's okay. But he would know. I wouldn't think he would. I'm sorry, but I think sometimes if you find a man like that, you need to check him real carefully, because believe it or not, contrary to what people think, there are a lot of insecure men in the world too. Just like there are a lot of insecure women in the world.
Yes. DCBs, what's up, bro?
Yeah,
if you start telling that woman, when I jump, you don't ask why, you ask how high. That type of foolishness, that's an insecure man.
Right.
That's an insecure man. Would y'all believe? I was at a church one time. I had a preacher stop me in the back because I went to get some water. He's like, Miss Jones, let me talk to you. I'm like, okay. He's like, I need you to show my wife how to be a good preacher's wife. I looked at him, man. I was like, you done lost your mind. I can't tell your wife how to act. What y'all need to do is sit down and talk. It's not my job to tell your wife how to behave or how. You all should have established that stuff long ago. Like in a relationship, I'll say it again. I said it earlier. Talk about it. Discuss everything before you get in a relationship, especially marriage. See, because marriage ain't for the wedding day. Marriage is for the long haul. We talking about the long haul, for better or worse, sickness and health, till death do us part. Long haul. And you better be at a level where you, if you don't understand each other 100%, you better be up there around 75, 80, 85%. Because there's still going to be some things you learn about each other that you will have to discuss as you grow. You grow together. You grow together. Because there's some things that my husband would do. I'm like, where'd this come from? He's like, well, I was like, okay, that's one we missed. We need to talk about this or something like that. You're going to still discover more in anything. And I agree with DC. The Bible, let's see, that's why they call it basic instructions before leaving earth, because you learn it all. It talks about everything. And nowhere in the Bible does it say, okay, now see, because they take that one verse, wives, be submissive. What is this? Not render to your husband. You know what I'm talking about?
Be submissive to your husband.
And it talks about your body is
one
not
unto the
and
other.
plus,
To each other.
Plus it talks about, I'm talking so fast, that's why I can't think. Plus it talks about render to each other due benevolence physically and all that stuff. Because it says your body does not belong to you, it belongs to your husband. And then it says your husband's body belongs to you too. So it's equal in there. See, nobody quotes it correctly. They want to just put it to one side and blame everything on this side or blame everything on that side. But there is a reason why there are roles in the relationship. The bottom line is, and you see it every day, I'm not saying all, but the majority of women, we deal in our emotions. We're more emotional creatures. We're more passionate creatures. We're more loving. We deal in our emotions. That man steps in and he be looking at you, because one day I was just going off and my husband just sitting there looking at me like, because I was emotional about the whole thing. And when I got finished, he didn't say a word. He just let me rant. And when I got finished, he just sat there and he waited about 30 minutes and then he go, you feel okay? He's not emotional and then I'm trying to get angry with him about, why aren't you angry? Because I'm angry. Somebody has to be level. Somebody got to be in control. Because if you make decisions off your emotions, you are going to mess up every single time. Yes. So somebody has to be like this while we're doing this. They doing this. They gliding. So it's an emotion, and I mean, don't trigger that all you folks that like to get triggered. I didn't say all women. I said most of us, a lot of us.
That's why I asked my wife. I said, "You done now? I'll let you get it out. You done now?"
Besides,
Anybody else wants to join this discussion? I put the link in the chat, guys.
Where
amen,
Netta?
please.
What Netta in? Because I know she got a mouthful to
Where
say.
Netta?
Woo-hoo-hoo. The two of you made one in the eyes of the Lord and are his. I am so weak I want to wash dishes because they dirty. David, Tampa, stay with us. You distracted. I am David. I am distracted. I wouldn't be a good preacher's wife.
Huh? What they say? I wouldn't
She
be.
would
David
not
talking
be a
about I
good
want
That's
to
growing
join,
with
but I'm
Hudson.
not married
that,
yet.
that could
Hey,
grow with
lady
husband gonna
David,
run them lips.
Netta, put
I'm not
these
married
up here.
either. Right?
Sis, we want to hear your input
Look,
on these men and women duties and roles.
Hey, ladies,
you talking about don't want to be a good preacher's wife? Guess what? If
No,
I
no,
put my
no. She
list
didn't
together,
say that. She said I
She
wouldn't
said
make
she
a good
wouldn't be
okay.
a
preacher's
good
wife.
Well, guess what? Well, guess what? When I put my list of everything I wanted to do in my life on the list, preacher's wife was not on the list.
I agree. There's a
It
lot of
was not
women.
on the list.
There's a lot of women that didn't intend to be preacher's wife, but ended up that way.
That's
That's
so
beyond
true.
enough.
That's
Right
so
here,
true.
right here,
So don't say what you won't do.
right here. That's why I
That's
tell them,
right.
don't ever say never.
That's
You
right.
don't know what life will throw at you.
Mm-hmm.
My
That's true.
pastor used to tell me, "You make a good preacher's wife," and I looked that man in the face. I said, "You done lost your ever loving mind."
And look
I
at you
don't,
now.
You
and look at me now.
Hey baby. You
We
okay?
do it all together. The only thing I don't do is kill bugs or snakes. Now I kill a bug. I
I'm with
ain't
you.
staying
I'm with
around
you.
for
I'll
a
take a
snake.
snake out.
I don't do
No,
bugs.
I do it
I'll kill
all.
a bug, but I ain't
N-
messing with no snakes.
Nah, I ain't messing with no bug. Look, my husband be laughing at me because I got the garden out there. Because look, now look, I'm not like sifting some soil now. She have on the whole hazmat suit. I'm not there. I didn't do that. But I have on my gloves and my hat with my little net to come over my face because stuff be flying at you. But I'm out there. I'm still trying. I'm still trying. But no, I don't do bugs, especially
Yeah,
these
I
Mississippi
do
bugs.
bugs, but y'all can keep them snakes, man. The snakes gonna take over my garden if it's out there. I do no
Nah,
snakes.
these Mississippi bugs ain't no joke.
I'm
Hey
Snoop
from
Lady
Snoopy
Dagger
Mississippi.
Jack too.
status.
I'm from Mississippi, Miss Jones. So you know I ain't worried about the bugs.
I
It's the snakes.
I know, I know. I don't mess
Snakes
with the
tattoo.
Mississippi
Snakes
bugs.
tattoo.
Hey, Buddha,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna send all the snakes to CC.
I handle them.
I
CC
rebuke
said
all the
she gonna
snakes
smack
off
them
my
down.
property.
I'll smack them down. Let them go ahead.
Mm-mm.
She the
What?
snake slayer.
My
Why
husband
did
said I'm
I
so
take
paranoid. He
Ah,
said my
Okay.
husband said I could spot a bug from 500 yards out. I mean,
Okay, DCB says all I know is the Bible tells me to put my wife's needs and desires before my own, and in turn she puts mine before hers, and doing that we are equally yoked. I hope that came out.
yes.
it came out very well, very well.
Well said. Or should I
Because
say, well
you
written?
can't go in a relationship thinking about yourself only. You can't. You can't. Why are you there? You're wasting your time. Because all you're
True.
gonna do is you're gonna have chaos in the house. Y'all gonna be arguing 24/7, 365. Be done
Or
pull the
ain't gonna
Doris Day.
last 6 months in your marriage.
Huh?
I said, or ain't gonna last long in your marriage. You ain't gonna be long. You're not gonna be married 6 months.
All you gonna do is
In
have a
my
big pretty
case,
wedding.
I wasn't even married 30 days.
Be looking at his.
Oh,
That's
this.
okay. I have a relative who was married 3 days. They got married. They had a quick honeymoon, and that person went away to the service, and they never heard from them again.
Wow.
Mm.
Buddha, I'm sorry. I don't have my iPad up, so I'm actually just looking at one screen.
I saw a snake leaving my
Everybody that
yard.
came in through my channel, welcome, man. Forgive me for not speaking to you. Susan Marjoran, proud single mom, how you doing? Buddha, how you doing? Sweet Thumbs, how you doing? And everybody else that came in through me, how you doing?
What's up, Buddha? Buddha, 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 Buddha.
I like how Buddha say Tampa.
So I went out of town today to Illinois to something that I ain't never heard of called Urban. What
Urbana.
was it? What was
Oh,
Urbana,
Urbana
Illinois?
or something like that.
Yeah, I went to Urbana, Illinois.
Mm.
Took this girl out there. I made good money.
Or Roy or something.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Here we
And then
go.
on my way back, I was like, oh, I'm so tired. I need somebody to talk to. So I got online. Everybody was like, you need to pay attention to street Tampa. You need to pay attention
Right.
to
We're reading the chat.
I was paying attention to that street though. I was just waiting on that person to get out in front of me so I could open this road up, and I opened that road up. I was gone. So Susanna,
Hey, perfection.
Perfection
Bacon.
Bacon says,
Hey,
Hey, affection, bacon, and cooking.
okay. I was trying to read this chat, but it's messed up. Profession Bacon has said some, but I don't see anything else after that one.
Let me also
Yeah,
say this.
tapping back. It's your banner.
Yeah.
Your banner.
Let me also say this: when you're coming into relationship and you have a blended family situation, communication is absolutely positively more important. And in
Yes.
that relationship, yes, there are going to be roles. Um, I'm in a blended family. We got 6 kids, 3 and 3. My husband has 3, and I have 3. Number one, you will in 28 years, no one has ever used the word step. We don't use that word. We don't believe in that word, and that's just us now. That's you. But listen to what I'm saying about me. I'm talking about me now. We didn't use that word because, like my husband said, he said, I did not marry a step wife, so how could I have step children? So in our family, we set everybody down. We had a family conference as to what's going to go on, what's not going to go on. You are not going to get angry with me and play my husband against me. Mine are not going to play him. We're not going to play that game. We set everybody down and left it open. And then we learned, my husband and I real quickly learned, they got along fine, but like any young kids, they're going to have disagreements. When they had disagreements, our solution was this: work it out. Y'all, sister and brother, work it out. The only way we would step in is if we felt like it was getting ridiculous and they didn't want to work it out. Then we would step in. But when we stepped in unified. We didn't step in his child, my child. We stepped in whoever was right, whoever was wrong, you wrong. And we sat and talked to people. Communication in those types of relationships are extremely important. That's the only way those will survive. But if I went in a relationship, kept saying step, then that child automatically knows I'm feeling a certain way because they're not
Not a
biological.
problem, DC. Not a problem.
So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just my goal is whenever I'm blessed with the man that God want me to have, I know my role as his wife. But certain things I'm not gonna put up with.
See,
And
she already
you
added
in
that on there
training right
quick.
now, Tampa.
She added that on there quick. But there's certain things I'm not
I'm
gonna
not
put up
I'm
with.
not gonna put up. I put up with BS in my first 2 marriages.
Mm.
I ain't doing it no more.
So I'm gonna give you some good advice. Don't go look for a husband. You let a husband find you.
facts, and I'm not looking. That's why I'm focused on finding land and getting my homestead started. That's what I'm looking for. Is Miss Jones
CC,
frozen?
CC, you let a man find you. So stop hiding in the house and get out there in the garden. Get out there and get in the street and let a man find you.
She be in the
I'm
garden.
already dating. So what are you talking about?
Yeah, I knew she
I'm
was.
not hiding in the
I like
All
my
right.
I would say something to my Renaissance grandma, but I don't want her to talk no trash to me.
What?
Just keep doing what you're doing, Renaissance grandma. Somebody gonna come your way.
Siri ought to call David OCD. Ain't nobody talking to you.
Okay.
Ain't nobody talking to you.
Well, now.
I got a ongoing relationship with
Hey,
my.
Netta.
Hello.
Hey, Netta.
Good
What's
evening,
up,
all.
beautiful?
Nothing.
Good
Chilling.
evening.
Look, I got my notebook and paper ready for you. I've
I
been
don't
waiting.
have nothing. I have absolutely. I'm going to use this as a teaching moment. I'm listening and learning.
We got some stuff we need to write down because we know you got a lot to say.
About all I can tell you is that it went easy. Some people may. It was. I've been with my husband for 16 years, and all I know is that when I was a hothead when we started, and I'm a little bit more humble now. So
Baby, I'm
just
always
what
sweet, David. Get your life. Get your life together. Get your life. I'm the sweetest thing since sliced pie. Don't play those games. When it comes to my man. But
Well,
when you cross me, that bull will come out.
oh, not the bull.
I'm a Taurus. I always hated that step. My first stepmother is still mom. But then my father kept moving on and collecting more stepmoms.
I know the feeling.
Look
I've
to the
had quite a
Lord.
few step parents.
He said he ain't gonna stop till he get it right.
I guess not. Look to the Lord and trust that He has your best in His heart and will bring the person He has for you. It's about faith for me. Yeah, I'm not looking for no man. I ain't
Yeah.
interested in dating. I ain't interested in none of that. If he come, he come. If he don't, he don't. Oh well. Hey,
For a lot
Bayou.
of for a lot of younger
hey,
women, and I had to
Bayou.
learn this too. I had to stop. I had to learn how to discern. You know them butterflies when you get when you look at him and he's so fine, he just give you chills down your spine. That might be gas.
Exactly. Exactly.
It sure ain't love.
That might be something you ate. So when you gotta if you
Yes,
gotta get
they say.
past all that. And,
Oh,
and I had a friend, she was like, all you gotta do is
Yeah.
look at his shoes, you know if he worth something. Man, please. That man might have been working that day. You don't know why them shoes look like
Hey,
that.
Bayou.
So Tampa, you say when
hey,
you get married, you know what your role is. So what is that role?
I'm gonna be a virtuous woman, boo boo. I'm gonna take care of my household and my man. I'm gonna do my job. Don't play no game. I
So
know.
what's the first step in you being a virtuous woman, Tampa?
Get my land and growing me some food and put my shed on it and convert it to a house.
That ain't got nothing to do with being a virtuous woman.
Yes, do, because I'm single now, so that's the things I need to do. Ayla, I really enjoy these chats. While personally, I don't want to get married again. I love hearing what others think. Some of you all have beautiful love stories. Thank you, Ayla.
Thank you,
Oh,
Beautiful
Ayla.
love stories. Netta, how long you been married?
16 to
Miss
be
Jones,
17 in November.
Miss
Remind
Jones,
me,
you how long?
28 will be 29 July 1st.
Okay, Jax.
38.
Don't hurt the harvest.
35 years.
Blessings,
Ooh.
honey. Blessings. We got some wisdom up on this panel.
See, I'm
35
just I'm
years.
just a kid compared to y'all. I'm coming.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's why I say I've come here to listen. Because
Hey,
even though
Charlene.
I have 16 years, you guys have so much more, and I have so much more to learn.
Yeah, I know I got a lot to
Six.
learn.
I just did 17 years on 6 and 6.
On June 6th.
Four
Oh,
times.
oh,
Four
oh.
times. You know what? See you know what? I'm sorry if no, I'm not gonna say that. Let me keep my
Go
mouth
say
shut.
it. Go say
No,
it.
I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say that. Well, let me just give you an example of a friend of mine. A friend of mine has been married about 5 times,
Hmm.
and her answer is always, "These men ain't no good."
She ain't
And
no widow yet.
wait a minute, she stopped talking to me because see, that's why they say that my daughter loves to call me
Okay.
passive aggressive. She got angry with me because I said, well, I figure after maybe the third time, maybe you need to look at you.
Wow.
Know what I'm saying? Sometimes if you got to keep doing it, you got to start looking at yourself. And then here's another thing. Look at what you are attracting. How are you carrying yourself? And what are you attracting? You know, I had a friend. I met my husband in the bar. He was drunk, and he was like, and then she's like, and he wasn't no good. I was like, well, how'd you expect him to act? That's how he was acting when you found him.
Yeah. So
However they act towards you when you find them, that's how they're gonna act.
Sweet Thumb
I,
asked
I,
the
I,
question: if we
I don't know.
agree that
I
there
I
are
have to
roles,
gently disagree.
okay. Sweet Thumb said, if we agree that there are roles, he would like to hear folks' opinion on the roles. So, what roles do you see that men are supposed to have and women are supposed to have?
Or are you talking about our roles?
Well, he
Look,
just
I'm
saying
moving my
men and
table.
women. We agree that men and women have roles.
Yeah.
So what are some of the roles that you saying that men and women supposed to have in a
Well,
marriage or
like I'm going to say this, I'm just going to chime in. I'm a nurturer. I think a lot of women are nurturers. I'm very good at it. I am nurturing now as we speak, you know, getting the household ready. Everybody's laying down, getting ready for bed. And I nurture, I'll take care of. I stay up late. I wake up early. I get up with him in the morning. We have devotion. He goes to work and I take care of the house and do things, little errands. But there have been times when he has not been working and then I do other things. So it's, you sink into your roles or you sink into your relationship and it's a smooth sailing. It's like a well oiled machine. That's me.
Yeah,
That's us. That's how I
exactly.
feel. Hmm.
Exactly. I
Hey,
thought I
Mm.
was
Jack,
the only
you
person. I
working
like to
here?
clean when everybody's in the bed and out of the way.
Right.
It's so much quiet. You can think, you have your peace
Mm-hmm.
time, you can
Mm-hmm.
meditate while you're cleaning. That's me. Because like
congratulations,
right
Lady
now, yeah.
Pakistan.
Right.
Because
Right.
Mm.
if it wasn't for me being online, that's what I'd be doing now. Because my men folk are in the back.
Yeah.
I,
I,
I I don't remember us talking about specific roles in the relationship. I wasn't saved when I got married, so I wasn't following no biblical traditions when I got married. I was me. I was a little bit on the wild side, and so there was just there
no
wasn't
kidding.
much guidance for me to say. I remember how my mom and her husband was, but I didn't really follow her guidance because she had been married quite a few times. So I just don't remember talking about roles, but we just kind of set into a role because he became an extreme provider when we had our daughter. And I was used to working all the time,
David.
but I knew I had to slow down a little bit to help take care of my baby. So I don't remember talking about roles, but we
Right.
kind of have a division of roles now. He provides for the house, and I just take care of pretty much everything else. Just kind of fell in line like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I think a lot of what people don't want to admit, but most of us are kind of built that way. Unless we're in a situation where we have to do everything, we're kind of
Yeah,
built that way. It's like
yeah.
automatic. It just happens that way. Is we're kind of
Mm,
built that way. Nobody wants to deny it. That's why so many people are confused because they deny
mhm,
what's in there. Like you said, we're the nurturers. I'm the nurturer. I'm the one.
mhm.
If you need the head to cry on, and you need somebody to, you know, do that type of nurturing. I am the nurturing. And
Yeah.
and like I said, my husband and I talked about everything before we got married. Even though we talked about it, we still kind of fell into where we are now. We fell into a role. You know, yeah, I still help out. I still have my little things that I do. I love selling African products and doing little things and selling
Nancy.
them if I want to. But when I had my stroke, he said, "Honey, don't
Nancy
hurt.
be
I
the
got you.
scratcher.
I got you." So it's and yeah, the Bible does lay out the roles of a man and woman in marriage. But and guess what? See, here's the thing. It's okay. I don't know where we got this thing. It's no longer okay. It's okay if we fall into a role. It's okay because the roles my husband and I have, the roles you all have, no one else is going to come in your house and take over your house and tell you what you need to do.
Now, now that I agree, because that's what somebody not gonna do. I tell anybody, you can't come up in here trying to run things the way you want them done in my house.
And
Yes.
it's okay. And the world is trying to convince us that it's not okay. I'm sorry, the world cannot rule what's under this house. In this
No,
house. This is my world. You come through that door, you are in my world. I have certain rules, I have certain standards. If you don't like my standards, it's okay. Just leave. We don't have to fall out. There's a front door, there's a back door, there's a side door. You can just leave. But and it's okay because this is me. Whether you agree with me or not, this is my role.
yeah. Now I'm not gonna say I wasn't kicking and screaming to come to this role because I didn't want to wash dishes and wash clothes and stay up late and tend to the churn and homework and teacher conferences and spanking. I
Child,
didn't want to. I didn't want to do all of it. I just wanted to go to work and
Hey,
come
come here.
home
Come over
and
here.
go shopping.
yeah,
But
yeah,
I learned that there are roles in a relationship, and that's one of the roles he took on. And I
uh-huh,
just kind of just let it keep going, and I'm okay with it. I don't,
yeah.
I'm
And
I'm,
Jay,
I'm content.
if it took part of the load off your back, you okay with it.
I ain't no say that either, cause it was some silent arguments going on up in here.
But look, 16 years later, y'all all right.
Yes,
You are
ma'am.
all right.
I
Y'all
wouldn't I
are
wouldn't
all
change
right.
nothing. I wouldn't
See,
change
wouldn't
anything.
change nothing. I wouldn't change mine either.
so
You know.
DCB says God makes the two people complete each other when we allow him. Where he is missing, she fills in the gaps, and so forth. The two people become one.
That's if you
Yep.
let him. And like I said, it,
Exactly.
it was hard at first. Oh, David done lost his mind.
He has David is tripping.
They having fun in the chat. I'm
I
about to
know.
go
They
in
are.
I
the
know.
and go play in the chat.
He said, Jones Troop, I love you.
All
So
right,
so
David.
so Tampa, you should have asked, how do you feel about men taking on a more feminine role in homes? Some people feel kind of a certain type of way about that.
Well, you
Dad,
just
moms,
asked
or
the question, so men answered it.
I don't know what the one man at.
No. But you know what? What gets me is I'm not doing it. I'm not doing no cooking, no cleaning, no washing, no that. I said, oh, okay, you're not. So if I'm sick, how you gonna eat?
Oh my, he going to order now. He taking everybody out to dinner. We've been in this house for 16 years. I think this boy has cooked 2 times. I think twice he's only cooked.
Every person is a unique puzzle piece made by the Lord. When the Lord brings two pieces together, they are the only two pieces that fit those shapes. Sweet Thumb says structure to work. So
Once
how
again,
long it take in a relationship before the rise gets smooth?
how long
Uh
does it take before the ride gets smoother?
yeah.
Oh no,
Jay's been out for 10 years.
this ride was bumpy for a long time.
I'm gonna tell you how long it takes. It takes the length of time depends on how much that person is willing to give and or compromise in a relationship and what they are bringing in. And if you don't discuss that, it's gonna be a long haul. It's gonna be a long
Sweet
road.
Thumb said deathbed.
Like
That's
I
what
said,
it
you
says.
can't go in a relationship selfish.
No,
I
you
know
can't.
you can't. You can't, but I did.
I love you, Netta. I love you, girl.
I came here completely selfish. I ain't having no kids. I ain't doing this. I ain't doing that. I wasn't doing nothing but being cute and pretty. That was it. And 16 years later, 3 kids, 2 dogs, and 80 pounds later,
David
things
said,
change.
look what David
Yeah.
said, Miss Jones, true.
Huh? What
I'm
David
trying to
saying?
pull it up. There you go. You see it?
No, I've been told I've been talked about a lot because I've been told I have no filter. I have a filter.
Yeah.
I have a filter for the truth. And I'm not saying my truth. When I say Jones' truth, you got to understand my truth is based on what that word says. That's what my truth is based on. The wisdom I have is wisdom I learned from the Bible. And a lot of it is common sense. When you come up, you're supposed to have some degree of common sense or learn common sense or find something. Because like you said, like Netta said, I love Netta. Netta said she went in her relationship. She didn't want to have nothing to do. Girl, when I got out on my own, I wasn't planning on having no children. I didn't want to get married. All I wanted to do was party and cruise with my friends. And guess
Yes,
what?
ma'am.
When you got married, you wanted to do that when you get married?
No, I said I didn't want to. But I don't care. Let me put it to you this way: you really, we think, oh, this thing,
Hey, country
we think
hustle.
we
And
control
country
everything. We
hustle.
don't control everything. We only control how we handle the situations that come our way, and we control where we are and what we are doing. But see, we're only controlling ourselves. That's it. That's it.
But I
So,
tell you what, Miss Jones, even though I know that those things that I wanted to do, I still was raised to pray and I knew better. So I know prayer changes things. 'Cause although I knew I was in the world and a worldly person, I still asked the Lord to mend my ways. And I needed to settle down because I've already been down this road before and I didn't want to go back down it. And
and you
I
were,
just remember that prayer.
but you knew enough God. You knew enough God that made a difference in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
You knew enough God to figure out being pretty and cute in that relationship wasn't working. And there had to be a change somewhere. Even if you went kicking and screaming, you knew there had to be a change.
And
Yeah, absolutely.
the Bible
Welcome
said
in, Queen.
the Bible
Welcome
says
in,
train up a
Queen.
child in the way that they should go, and when they get older, they shall not depart. There you go, Netta.
Hmm. Well, she taught me
Mhm.
something.
Well, y'all taught me to wait. I ain't in no hurry to get married.
Look, this is my thing, and this is my take, and then I'm gonna shut up and let everybody else talk because I know my husband tells me. People tell me when they meet me, I don't say a lot, but when people have a chance to talk to me, they say, "Miss Jones, I didn't know you could talk." And I always tease them and say, "Well, y'all have to understand, I'm married to a preacher. Most of the time, I don't get a word in edgewise." I don't say that, so, but you know, being married to a preacher, most of the time they doing the talking.
Yeah.
I'm listening. So that's what I do.
Thank you.
But you will be it's relationships. You can say what you want. You can say it's
You
50
got the
50. You
remote.
can say it's 70-40. You can say
What
it's
is
60
it,
30.
baby?
But those relationships are going to have roles. You might try to hide them or say our role is undefined or let me use one of these so-called new terminators. You might say your roles are binary, whatever.
Oh
Oh,
Mm.
Lord, not that one.
You still have a role in your relationship. You know, you gotta support each other. I hear
Yes.
echo. I hear echo. Okay.
That's probably Miss Allen. You know what really amazes me is how much we rely on the Bible when we're older and not when we're younger. Why is that?
Simple. We do not like accountability. We do not like control. We do not like what when we are young, we don't want people to tell us what to do. We want to do it our way and have our fun.
I
Simple. We
relied on the
want
Bible
freedom,
all my life.
freedom,
I
freedom.
don't know. Is the reason why you didn't know Jesus till he was 30.
Come on, speak, girl. Because look, the Bible says it. He went through everything went through, and but he's perfect. But there's a reason why you didn't know him till he was 30. Because he still went through all them teens and 20s like the rest of us, trying to figure it out, not knowing who we are, trying to find out who we are. He figured it out. You know your worth, know your purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to stop having so many short-term relationships, I'm gonna say what I said earlier today. Get in their head, not in their bed.
Oh, come on now, Miss Jones. You know them young folks. We go
Get in
vice
the
versa.
head, not in the bed. That's what happens.
Well, relationships are not like they were back in the day, and I don't have the energy to teach you what your mama should have been taught you or your daddy should have taught you.
Oh, girl.
I don't have time for no foolishness. I'm 48 years old. I know what I want in life. What do you want?
Yes, 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 yes.
He might want you to act right so they can get along, so y'all can get along.
I had to
Oh,
learn the hard way. You cannot re-raise somebody else's child.
exactly. Because these men are not built like back in the day. I'm looking for my grandfather's era. I don't want nobody young right now. My friend girl used to tell me, Pam, you need an older man. I said, well, how much older you want me to go? Oh, you need somebody in their 50s or 60s. I said, I don't want to date my mama. She's 60.
Mm-hmm.
Your mama.
Find your old country boy.
Yeah, I do want one of them, an old country boy. My mama aged
I
G.
got one.
And I know you do. I want me a
Got
country
a
man.
good old country man.
I got one straight out of Tallahassee. Country boy.
Teasy said, I know my worth and purpose. Been with mine for 37 years.
Yeah,
Woo. Yes,
and
Lord.
yeah, who came up with this idiotic thing when you get married or when you lose your identity? No, that's when you really start finding out who you are.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, Miss Jones. I kind of felt that way because, like I say, when I married, I wasn't saved. So I
Hmm.
thought I lost who I was because I put all my ways aside because I started having, well, I had my babies before I got married.
Mhm.
I
I
had
did too.
to I had to put my ways aside so that I can raise my babies. I ain't want my babies hoochie coochie dancing. I ain't want them
Come on now.
cussing.
Come
I
on now.
didn't want them acting a fool, being disrespectful. And God knows I wasn't gonna let them be around Peter, Paul, and Michael John. So I can I as they got a little bit older and I started going through, I'm gonna say my crazy phase when I hit about 38. I was just like, I gave everything up for my, for my family. And I guess some women do feel that way. I would be lying if I said I didn't feel that way. That I felt like I didn't lose my identity, but I lost who I thought I was. But
Yeah.
was that not? Can I really say that's who I am though? Because that's who I was when I was younger. I'm no longer that 28, 30-year-old girl ripping and running the streets. I'm now a 50-year-old mama trying to raise some teenagers and want to make sure I get them set off in the world properly. So
Yeah.
I would have to say that I felt that way for a little while. I thought I lost myself. So I do tell my kids, "Ooh, y'all finna get out the house. I can get back to me."
Yeah.
I
I
don't know. I don't know if that's a true feeling. I guess I'm gonna find out. I got one more left in the nest, and I'll see.
Well, I understand that because when I was coming up, there were six of us, and I was the middle child. Anyway, so I was spent my teen years. I was either Carol's sister or Gerald's sister. Those are my
Oh
six.
goodness, I remember that.
Remember those days? Okay.
Mm.
And believe it or not, and I didn't really go out. Like I said, I had my kids before I got married. So I didn't really go out. I was like you. I stayed home with my kids, but then that's how I was raised. I had the kind of mama said, "Well, if that's your baby, then you raise it. I'll help you, but you gonna raise that child." Which I don't regret that because it taught me a lot about myself. But my identity, I was either Carol's sister or Gerald's sister. Then when I got married, oh, that's Reverend Jones' wife. So I still
Mhm.
deal a lot with that. And I go in stores and people say, you know what? You sure do look familiar. Do I know you? And all I say is, Reverend Jones. Oh, Miss Jones. See, so my identity is, it's like when my husband's not there, nobody recognizes me. And you know what? Believe it or not, I'm okay with that. You know why? Because I still know who I am. I know a lot of people that know me before they know my husband. So I'm okay with that. It's okay if you say that's Reverend Jones' wife, because I might be Reverend Jones' wife, but you already know that I'm not Reverend Jones. I don't talk like Reverend Jones. I don't walk like Reverend Jones. I don't act like Reverend Jones. My husband is very, fairly quiet and very reserved. That's him. I'm the complete opposite. There's nothing quiet about me. My husband will tell you in a minute, you don't put my wife's name in the word quiet in the same sentence because it don't work like that. But I still know who I am. But yeah, that's how I came up, hun. I was somebody's sister or my husband's wife. It's okay. It's okay
Mhm.
because I still know who I am. And I'm still confident in who I am. You can't make me feel bad about me. I look at me every day in the mirror. I know who that chick is.
Mhm.
You go, girl. You go. There
And,
go
and look, with six kids, I told them all, I was like, I'll be so happy when y'all get out. So we down to one.
me, me too.
I've
One left.
never been an empty nester.
One
After
left.
No,
30 years, I've never been an empty nester.
they got to go to what? Me and my husband gonna be on go.
But
They
see,
can sit
Netta,
up.
they're saying our generation are the worst grandparents. But what it is that the new generation don't want to raise their children. They want somebody else to raise them. Not all,
Oh,
not all, not all, but there's a lot of them because they think when they want to go out and party with their friends, we supposed to babysit. Excuse me?
I don't know where they got that memo from.
Excuse
Uh,
me?
They think it anyway.
really? Well,
See, I
I
had
All a
feel
talked to
lot of these
blessed that I don't have
young
any grandbabies, so
yeah,
I
I got
six
9.
children, 12 grandchildren, one great grandchild.
I got
That's
9
me.
grandkids and 3 daughters.
I
And
have a
one
s- I have a 15, a 18. He'll be 18 Saturday, and a 19-year-old. No grandbabies.
Mm-mm.
I got 6 grandbabies.
My
Mm-mm.
grandchildren range from 10 to 28.
Now
Something like
my
that.
best friend has 6 grandbabies, and she always calling them my grandbabies. Like them your grandbabies, not my
But you want
babies.
to take care of them.
They, she told me they from your godson. I said, them your grandbabies. Them not my grandbabies.
DCB say they do not understand the responsibility that it is being a parent. Family comes first.
A lot of them don't understand that once my children definitely know that they are a priority in this home. That's just not going to change.
And that's a role for both parents. My
Hmm.
children
Mm.
know I am not your friend. I am not your roadie. I'm not your
Ooh,
running buddy. I am your mama.
ooh, infamous words of my mother.
Hey, girl, dad. But
And
She
neither
didn't
am
say
Hey,
it
I.
girl,
so.
dad.
She didn't
I mean,
say it so kindly though.
friends.
Yeah, I know. Mine didn't either. Don't feel bad. Mine didn't say it didn't either. But see, here's my definition of a grandparent. A grandparent, defined by Jones Truth. You can agree or disagree. A grandparent is someone who has raised their children and did their very best to make them independent people, and who self-sufficient people who can go into the world and create their own families.
Good
And
question, CC.
because we've done what we needed to do, we have the choice whether we want to say yes or no to keeping the babies. We have the
Mm.
right to decline if we
And I
so
do.
Y'all see CC question? On my round one, I kept my last name. I hyphenated it.
I did too. On my first one,
Yeah,
I hyphenated mine, and then on the second one, I never took his name. Kept my own
yeah.
name.
Oh, I took this. I took his name.
So
I was
shit.
proud to take his name. I was excited.
Yeah, I took his name.
Y'all ain't did it
I
right
took
if you didn't
his
take
name.
the name.
I took his name because I was proud. I mean,
Mhm.
I don't mind being a Jones, even though I tease people and say I must have the most absolute plainest name in the entire country.
Mm.
Sheila, Sheila Jones.
I know what
Who's
I find funny though when people ask me my kid's last name, and then when you're filling out papers or something, then they ask you your last name, and then they
and
ask
it's
you your
different.
husband's last name, and I'm looking at them. We all have the same last name. Ain't oh, what's your last name? And I tell them, your spouse. We all got the same last name. What is y'all problem? But no, the first round, that was doomed from the start. But I was young, and sugar honey iced tea happens.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so
I
second,
did. I hyphenated my first one, and the last one I didn't even bother to go do no paperwork. I kept my own married my maiden name because I knew it didn't work anyway.
Yeah.
oh,
So
Well, I took my husband's last name. I'm proud to take his last name because I felt like he climbed enough mountains to come and get me. Because trust and
oh,
believe. The Bible says, "He who findeth a wife findeth a good thing." And let me tell you something: you got two ways of finding a husband. You can either be a valley or a mountain. I chose to be a mountain because, honey, you not just gonna. I'm not. You just not gonna slide in there, baby. You got
say
to
it again.
climb
Say it
something
again.
to come and
Hey,
get
hey,
me.
hey,
Hey,
Big Young.
Sheila, Sheila,
Say
Sheila,
it. Come
Sheila,
closer to the. Come
Sheila.
closer.
What?
Say it again. Say it again for the ones in the back that didn't hear.
Well, see, that's the problem these days. It's too many valleys. It's
Yeah.
too many valleys. See, let me be as G-rated about this as possible. If you a valley, you too wide open. If you a mountain, they gotta climb see. He was. Let me tell you something. I met my husband over the telephone, literally. I was living in Ohio, born and raised there, minding my own little business, doing my little thing. I was religious, but I was not saved. Understand? My husband was living in Mississippi. My pastor and my husband happened to be friends. So I'm over my pastor's house, and it just so happened because I used to alter his pants. He's a little short dude. He always say, Miss Jones. He's not Miss Jones. He's like, Sheila, come and hem my pants for me. So I go over, me and his wife sit and talk, have coffee. I'm over there, the phone rings. My pastor says, yeah, you know Baptist ministers. Yeah, doc, how you doing? Yeah, remember that young lady I told you about? And when he said that, then he said, she here, I'm going to give her the phone. And he looked at me and said, say hello to this man. Number one, I got mad. Because number one, I hate for people to fix me up. Don't fix me nothing but a cup of coffee. Don't be fixing me up. I hate that. The second, so he looking at me, and I'm looking at the phone. He said, I want you to talk to this preacher friend of mine. And I went, preacher? What am I going to do with a preacher? Nobody wants no preacher. And I said, besides, what do I say to him? He said, start by saying hello. And he literally threw the phone at me. We talking, those of you who don't know, a telephone with a cord, you know, the little rotary thing, one of those. He threw the receiver at me. And I looked at the phone and I looked at him. I picked it up. The very first conversation my husband and I ever had in life, we talked for 3 hours. That was the first conversation.
Why you running up that man phone bill like that?
I sure did. My pastor, 3 hours we was on that phone. We blew that man's phone bill up. I did not visually see my husband until 2 weeks later when he was invited to come to Ohio to preach at my church. And, you know, and I told him when I first met him, let me just get rid of this big neon sign you got right here that says preacher. He kept going, preacher, preacher. I had to take the time. I told him I have to learn how to get to know the man instead of this big neon sign that just won't go away. He kept saying, preacher, beware, preacher. And I got to know him. And 10 months later, we were married. 10 months, wasn't even a year. And we've been married for 28 years.
What?
That's how I met my husband. And it's been great. And look, I'll be honest with you. I did have a little bit of one of those almost butterfly moments. Because when he got on the phone and he gave me a little southern drawl, I went, woo! But I had been through enough bad relationships to understand that I needed to get to know the man. I got to know the man.
I know that's right. So you say preacher man. When I met my husband, I met him in his deputy uniform. So I came strutting my stuff up to my cousin's house, and here he go talking about some, hey, I look at him like, ooh, no, we ain't doing that.
She's on here.
I said, no, we can't do that. I told her, I said, I got problems.
And he solved it, didn't he? He solved the problem, didn't he?
I said, I got problems. So mind you, here I am thinking I'm this strut stuff, and I drank, I smoked, I partied, and here I am trying to be with a sheriff. So all that just was like, and I wasn't smoking those cigarettes. I was living.
Ooh.
Oh no, I ain't smoked no cigarettes. So, but no, I knew I had to stop smoking those types of cigarettes for trying to date a deputy.
Yeah, them left-hand cigarettes will get you in trouble.
He was patient.
But believe it or not, because of who he was, helped you become who you are, because you knew you had to change some things.
Absolutely. I changed. I certainly did. He was I always say he rescued me because I was just I was a mess.
We do them things. We do them
You
things.
see what David said?
Stop. I'm glad my husband not here because he'd be on here talking about I saved my wife's life.
He don't look at it that way, but I tell him he definitely the Lord put him where he needed to be to lasso me on in and settle me on down. It took him a bit now. It took a bit. Lord knows it took a bit. So,
well,
and it took a lot of understanding.
Yeah, some of us are harder nuts to crack than others.
Mm-hmm. And he asked me to marry him a couple of times, and I was just like, mm-mm. So, but he kept at it. We had our two babies first, and he bought me a house, and we settled right on in. So that's when I hear people when you can't. I get what they say. You pull the horse before the carriage, or the carriage before the horse, or whatever it is. We kind of ass backwards
Cart
like that.
before the
My baby.
horse.
There,
Yeah.
that's
And
what
like
it
you
is.
said, y'all fell into roles. Those, you each have your own roles in the relationship. What
Mhm.
causes problems in the roles is you allow that outside static to come in
Oh,
your house. You
mm-mm.
understand? I'm not saying you. I'm talking about a
Oh
lot
no,
of
yes,
relationships.
ma'am. I
Yeah, a
understand.
lot of relationships. Because guess what? I'm married. My parents ain't know my business because my business still wasn't my parents' business.
Oof.
You know what I'm saying? If my husband and I had an argument, nobody in my family knew because it wasn't their
No,
business.
that's one thing we did. We stand together 100%. We are a united front
Like I
when it
said,
comes down to
that's,
stuff.
that's the best thing ever. I got married and we left United States. That's
Yeah.
the best thing
Yes,
ever.
I have a rule: stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Look, my husband. Let me tell you something. My husband has 5 sisters and 2 brothers, so I got 5 sisters-in-law. Get along with every one of them. You know why? I stay in my lane. You know why? Because I know for a fact that the relationship my husband has with his sisters and brothers is different than the relationship he has with me. My
Absolutely.
relationship is absolutely different. So why would, if my husband is having now he's had arguments with his sister. If he's having an argument with his sister, guess what? It's not my business. Why is
Ain't
it
not
not
my
my
business.
business? Because I did not grow up with them. I don't know what's going on with them. I don't know what feelings and stuff like that. So why would I jump in something that is not my business? I stay in my lane. And
Mhm.
because I stay in my lane, I have a strong relationship. My husband don't get into it when I argue with my sister or brothers. He
Oh,
stays in his lane.
Sheila, Sheila,
You
Sheila,
know,
Sheila, oh,
you
Sheila.
will you stop? Will you stop?
Listen to y'all. Better listen to y'all. Better
But
listen.
that's true though, because I know some people that I know all their business. The everybody else know their business, but then yet you right back with them. But you after you done talked about them like a
He
friend
done made
good time.
rounds.
Yeah, and then now you wonder why don't nobody like him. You done
And they're
shared
stressed.
for her. You done shared everything.
And it's trauma going on. It's trauma going on. And you don't know why there's chaos and can't nobody, because you won't keep your big mouth shut. What goes on in your house is your business.
But
Exactly.
that's a personality trait with people. People that are that way, they were behaving that way prior to marriage. And it just carries on because my mother lived with us for 11 years. And I can't say my mama got into between us 2 times. One time we were arguing about the door closing too hard
Oh,
before we
come
got married, and she said,
on.
"Don't start that right now. Y'all getting ready to get married." And then the second time when she got involved is that when I went to her to talk to her about something personal, and she sat me down and talked with her. But otherwise, I can say my husband absolutely adores my mama, and she just never got involved in our relationship. She just wouldn't do it, and she stayed right here in the house and didn't get in the midst of our nonsense. So I think that's a personality trait. When you are already that way and you carry that nonsense over into your relationship, it's pretty much gonna be a failed relationship. You're gonna have in-laws hating you, mother-in-laws hating you, or vice versa. You can't
And
be
then,
up in
and then,
nobody just
and then you talk about, let's go to the family barbecue. For what? So I can get in a fight? You done
ain't
lost
nobody
your
gonna eat
mind.
your food. Who gonna eat your food?
And look, you better not eat that food. I'm
Mm-mm.
talking
No, we ain't doing that.
uh-uh. Keep your business in your house. That's another role. Everybody, even in
I,
a
I
family
was just
relationship,
getting ready to
have
say that, Ms. Jones. That's
those
another
roles.
role.
Yes, you fall into those roles. You depend. If you the little spoiled child, and you think you can just have your little tantrums and stuff, you gonna cause a lot of havoc. because you don't know how to control yourself. You have a role. Keep your relationship, your business. The only way I can say there's even an exception to the rule, and it would be violence. But you see,
Yeah.
if it was violent, 9 times out of 10, the family might be reading about it in the paper because I'm finna call the police. And all I'm gonna tell them, escort him out, please. And my husband and I, we have one rule. We always tease people about this. Say, I got one rule. You say you love me, but if you cut me or shoot me, you don't love me. I'm gone.
That's true.
I guess
If you
that's one
cut
of them
me,
things not to
you
tolerate.
may be gone. You
Yeah.
really may be gone.
Look, you cut me and shoot me, and I survive. You won't even know I existed because you would never see my face again.
No, my husband
Well,
don't even raise his voice. So
Mine don't either.
Yeah, we got
But
that bad habit
they have
about
this
us.
presence, this tone that they use, even though they don't yell. Okay, he mean business.
yeah, I told the group one time before that my husband has silent arguments. We have a lot of silent arguments. His thing, he says, "Well, if I don't have, my mama taught me, if I don't have nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all." And he'll go get in his chair and sit down till he have something to say. Now,
Yep.
I've had to learn to bend to those ways because I wanted to argue, fuss, fight, hit, and everything else. But I,
It's hard to argue by yourself, ain't it?
That's
baby,
true.
you can't win that argument.
My
You can't. You
renaissance.
can't.
Yeah.
David said he needs you to teach him how to drop channels.
What does that mean?
She's
Is David
dropping
up to?
everybody link. She's dropping everybody link on the panel. So he wants to
Oh,
learn
I
how.
don't know how. I don't know how to do that either. Somebody made me a moderator on something. I'm like, I don't even know what to do with it. I didn't even know what a wrench was.
Just stay right there and smile and keep going.
Yeah. I think the moderators are supposed to be looking for trolls or people putting inappropriate things in your channel and stuff like that. Because I don't know what they do.
Ooh,
So I'm
we
I
probably
wouldn't know
done
what to
triggered.
do with them.
Look, under this topic, we probably done triggered a lot of folk.
Oh yeah.
oh,
Oh yeah.
I hadn't had any weird things in here today,
Well,
so
that's
that's a
good.
good
No,
thing.
no.
But
That
I
that
think
is good.
it's a learning tool. It's things that need to be talked about to see so many different perspectives. There's so much wisdom on the panel. With being married for X amount of years, I feel like the baby finally again somewhere. Instead of my groups that I'm in, I'm the old lady in my groups because we've been married the longest with our friends. So
sweet, sweet Thumb said, "Y'all fight dirty. Nobody trying to do all that." Now I enjoyed being married. I'm not gonna lie. I love
oh,
being married. But my
I
first
love,
husband
yeah.
was a mama's boy.
Me
He
too.
his mama was all in our business, and I
Oh,
was
I,
like,
baby.
I
look,
yeah.
I couldn't do it.
I
No,
love companionship. I
it'll be
truly
I
too
do.
do too.
hard.
I promise you,
I
It'll
do
be
What
too
you
too.
say?
hard for me to train another one of y'all.
you need to stop.
Yeah.
You know what? Pew
That
pew.
goes both ways. That goes
Whatever.
both ways.
David said, "I'm a troll slayer." Time out.
I found out what you're talking about. Lord have mercy.
Yeah, but I like being I like being married. It's and especially when I think about now in today's market, I love being married. And every
Yeah.
day when I see stuff, I
uh,
love it even more
yeah.
I
because
am too. I'm
it's
proud.
exhausting. Dating is exhausting. It was
That's why I
exhausting
won't
back
do it.
then. It was exhausting back then.
Oh,
I
No.
come
it's
from the
even
day.
it's
I
even
come from the day when you out and
scarier
the
now.
dude. Yeah, I come from the
It's
day when the
scarier
dude.
now.
Child, let me tell you something.
I
I
know.
come from the day when you out and the dude slide up to you. Yo, baby, what's up? What's your sign? Please stop. That's my sign. Thank you very much. But I come from I come from the old school stuff. It was exhausting then. Then you go out, you come home, you be like,
No.
Lord.
Boy, I don't know. I was more of the aggressor.
And that's what I was about to say. Now the ladies want to be all the ladies want to be Rambo.
No,
Well,
I
I
don't
ain't
want to be Rambo. No.
Wow.
I ain't
Yo,
aggressive to
yo,
it.
dude,
No,
what you doing?
I can't do it.
You
Mm-mm.
hungry?
Mm-mm. I still like to be taken out to dinner. I still like my doors being open. I still like to be you holding my hand and holding my arm, making sure I'm not falling, making sure I'm not on the outside of the track. I love sugary. Mm-mm. I wouldn't
See,
trade it for nothing.
yeah, see,
I-
that's how you pamper each other. He pampers you that way, you pamper him other
Mhm.
ways, and it works. There's things, it's
And I
fine.
raised my boys like that. My boys still say yes, ma'am. My boys open doors for me. They know to open doors for ladies. They know not to fly through no door unless they're holding the door. And they learn from watching their papa for one thing. But I still enforce if I'm sitting in the car and one of them jump out the car, I'm still sitting there looking like, and they know to come and let me, they come and open the door for me. And I don't do it just for I just sometimes I just think it's just nice. Not all women want to be treated that way, but some women don't mind a man being a gentleman.
I
It
love it.
doesn't
Hey,
make it.
Hey,
Okay,
Gardner.
Netta.
Hey, Gardner.
Yeah, Netta. Let
hey,
me ask
gotta
you a
say, Gardner.
question.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh, the way your husband treats you, does that make you any less Netta? Does that make you any less who you are?
Oh, honey, I got a superstar on my chest. That makes me feel good. My husband made me feel good all over. I don't mind him spoiling me
Come
right
on.
at all.
I know what you're talking about, but that's what I'm saying. Society is trying to teach these young women now that when a man does that, he up to something. He trying to control you. No, he's trying to
Or
treat you like what you're worth to
they
him.
say he too soft. Don't
Oh,
know man do all
You
that.
know that's. I had a young girl say that to me one time. I said, I'm sorry, it wasn't my child, but the words came out so fast I couldn't even catch them. I was like, you was one big dummy, and I
I can
shouldn't have
see
said that. That was
I can
not my
see people
child.
saying that about one of my boys because one of my boys is one is soft spoken and one is they're both athletic, but I can see people saying that how because they still say yes, ma'am, and they're like little gentlemen. My little boys are. So when my friends come over, they always be like, "Oh, your sons are so sweet." Or when we at church, they be like, "Oh my goodness, they're still opening doors and saying yes, ma'am." And other children who are more worldly take
Right,
advantage of that of how my children are.
right. They think, see, and because again, they've gotten what's the word, programmed to this
I tell them my children
so-called.
being raised. I don't know what y'all going through.
I worked in the school system. We literally had a mother come to the school and tell the principal, I don't know what kind of children you all are raising in this school. And the
Oh,
principal's response was, I raised my children at home. What are you sending to school?
amen. Ooh, ooh,
You
ooh,
said a mouthful right there.
baby.
Mhm.
And see, people have gotten convinced it's the school's job to teach your child manners. You teach that at home. It's the school's
Absolutely.
job to teach your child how to behave. You teach that at home. Those are not the jobs of the teachers. Why do you think now there's a shortage of teachers um, and teachers are dropping out of the school system left and right?
Teachers
They
supposed to
start
be teaching the
their own.
lesson to get to the next grade. Even still with that, I still taught my children at home. I mean, it
Exactly.
starts at home.
Exact girl. I had little flashcards. My kids was 4 and 5. I had flashcards glued all over the. The first started with 2 letter words. It, am, 2 and 3. You, me. I taught them how to recognize those. Then I would switch them around to make sure they didn't just memorize. Then we switch them around. My children knew before they went to school,
I'm
and they knew how to behave.
That's my
still,
grandson.
still on this door right here, my room door, because I had everybody door labeled, the walls labeled. It still got from my kids were learning way back when. It still say mommy and daddy on the door because I just had everything labeled. My house is like romper room for my kids.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't see it
And
any other way.
at Tappas Creek, I know it sounds like we're getting off subject, but still, these are roles.
That
These
was
are
my
still
role.
roles.
Nurture
And a
and teach my
leadership,
children.
these are
I
your
mean, to be
roles.
honest, Miss Jones is gems. We don't know who listening, who might need to hear this, and I know I'm
Mhm.
learning a lot. I've
Yeah,
always
those
learned.
are, and she
I
right. Those are
like
my
this.
roles.
Yeah, So, but guys, it's
Yeah.
11:17. So I'm gonna need y'all to sum up tonight's topic, starting with my Renaissance grandmother, since she was the beauty behind the topic.
Is Grandma frozen?
Now she there.
Oh no, what did you say, honey? My speaker went out. What did you ask me to what
I
you
said
want
we
me
gonna
to
wrap up the topic since tonight was your topic. If you want to chime in on everything that we was talking about.
So you want me to talk about my station channel?
No, I want you to talk about some of the
Oh, I
topics.
am my
Give us
Renaissance
something.
grandma. And what?
You supposed to be summing up something about tonight's topic since it was your idea.
Girl, I ain't got nothing to sum up with all you married people.
Okay, do any one of you married people want to sum up tonight's
That's
topic?
my sum up
I,
right
I
there.
I do have one more thing to say when we talk about roles, because
Okay.
I remember distinctively when my children were small, it was my role to be so nurturing to them. I was always there from 1 to 11. But I tell you now, roles have reversed in my house. They daddy is everything to them. Now that they're in their teenage roles, that's what they go to. They talk to him, he guides them, he's laughing with them, and I just kind of stand on the sideline. So the roles have completely reversed in our household that he's now more of the nurturer at this phase of their life while they're young teenagers. I just find that interesting.
Okay. Jay, so you open the door?
Open the door, close the door, and a lot of other
Turn
things.
up the lights.
And ain't no candle.
Do anybody else got anything to add to tonight's discussion?
Well, I
Well,
will say this really quick and then I'll bow on out. Roles are different in each relationship. Some roles are the same in some relationships, but it's up to the two people that are in the relationship. It's up to the couple. I will say my husband is a man of God and he loves me and I love him, and we put God in the middle of everything we do. And he opens the door for me sometimes, and I open the door for him sometimes. So it's according to how we're feeling, um, what kind of roles that I take. But I'm not too good to cut grass. I'm
Now,
I'm I'm not too good to do some of the work they might think is for a man because we're in it together. I
Hey,
think it's
Frugal
just a
Mama.
mutual respect, love, and admiration, and growing together. And I want to know will you love me in the morning before we go forward. You know, when my hair is not black or whatever color you may dye it, but it's gray. When I've put on a few extra pounds, I just want to know you're going to still love me in the morning, and that's in the morning of years down the road. And I thank God for
Yes,
that. I thank
yes,
God for
yes.
that. What you
No
doing?
matter
You
what your
singing,
head
Jigs?
turn to,
Because you
that's
talking,
hair white. You
y'all
that's
dropping
get
some
his
a little
gems.
that's his
flatter, but
agreement
you
song.
still
That's how when
my
he
Yeah,
wife.
agrees.
y'all dropping
That's
some gems tonight.
Oh, is that what we doing?
Well,
But
Yeah.
I,
well, I
I
was just
To
complimenting what you
me,
were
y'all
saying.
are. I don't know
now
about
I will
everybody else.
I will say this. I will say this one situation. My husband had some health issues and he was in the hospital for a week. And in that week, I was at that hospital and I was there day and night. And this was before that virus broke out. And my children saw me at the hospital. I would come home to shower and change, and then Tampa, I would hit that highway and make it right back to Methodist. And when I was in the hospital, I remember one young man said, he said this. He said, "You're not going to leave him alone." I said, "No, I'm not going to leave him alone." And so I stayed there him, and I showed that young man something before he left. He said, "I'm going to look for a friend like that has characteristics like you, ma'am." He was a young gentleman because I stayed with my husband. The room was not clean enough for me, so I cleaned the room. I made the room clean. I called maintenance. I had them clean the ceiling. I had them clean everything. And then I came home and got me a blow up mattress and blew it up in that room. And I stayed in there with him. The doctor came in and my bed was bigger than my husband's bed. But I mean,
Mhm.
true commitment. You're gonna go the extra mile.
You
And
Yeah,
better
after my
believe
hu-
it.
and
yeah.
after my husband got home, and I got him home, one of my children said, "I don't know if I can do this marriage thing because you're doing an awful lot." I said, "Look, when you're committed and you're in it to win it together, this is nothing but a drop in the bucket."
Yeah, I wouldn't ask for it any other way. I
Right,
didn't.
right.
I just couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
You just made me think about my husband, his two hospitalizations. Even with the doctor saying, "You're going home. Are you going to go home? I know you have class and you have work. Are you going home?" I'm like, "No, I ain't going nowhere. I can study right here in this corner,
See,
watching y'all to see what y'all doing to my
there you
husband."
go. Mm,
That's right. That's right.
exactly, exactly. Never, exactly.
So
Hmm.
I
So it's a beautiful thing. Relationships are a beautiful thing. Work at it, communicate, know what you're getting into, and then you'll have a good little journey.
have some fun.
Just make
Yeah,
You'll have
you
a
have,
good little journey. Have some fun. Oh yes,
and life is
I'm
a journey.
nurturing. It
Yeah.
is a journey. So I'm going to back out because I still have two blessings over here I'm working with. I think one is sleep, but the other one is into a little something. But on the grandmother thing, I very rarely tell my daughter no, but that's because in the today's society, I don't always trust people with my grandchildren. And if they can't tell you what is going on, you have to be careful. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, I understand about telling them no so they can
Yeah.
be that parent they're supposed to be. But
Yeah.
if she is a single parent, and the Lord has His way of doing things.
Hmm.
Sometimes He will move somebody completely out of the way, and it's okay because if you're trying to raise a child a certain way, sometimes that extra element don't need to be there. So I just thank God and we push ahead
You're right.
and it's all gonna be good.
Oh yeah, I
You're
was
right.
blessed with my children.
You're
That's
right. You're right. I love
mhm.
all mine. They
Yeah.
crazy, but I love all of them.
I
They
love
crazy.
them, but I don't like them half of the time.
I'm
And you
still
know
waiting to
what?
be. I'm
Now
still
see,
waiting to
that's
be
what.
an empty nester.
Yeah.
I
Now
don't think that will happen for me,
yeah.
but that's okay.
Yeah. Now, as far as
Yeah,
today's topic, to me, the bottom line in the
yeah.
relationship, there has to be another element in that relationship.
The
One
Lord
extra
Jesus
element in your
Christ.
relation. Exactly. The Lord Jesus Christ. Let me show you something. I don't know if you can see this real good. Yeah, this. You see this? This is a triangle. On one side is the husband, on the other side is the wife, and at the top is Jesus. You see that? If you notice, from the bottom, the closer you get to Jesus, the closer you get together. You notice that? That's that triangle. So the closer you get to each other, the closer you're gonna get to God. You got to have that extra element because that Jesus in you makes you willing to sacrifice, make you willing to go the
Ooh,
extra mile, make you willing to
yes, sir.
love, make you willing to care, make you willing to nurture, make you willing to know that it's not always about you. It has to be about
There you go.
one there. So that's what Jesus does. He shows you that it's not always about you. And it, like you said, it's a journey, but if you get it and you get it good and you're willing to share yourself and look beyond yourself. I mean, don't get me wrong, we're women. We would love to look like be fabulous 24/7, 3-6, wake up looking gorgeous like they do in the movies. But that's not life. That's not real. That's some fantasy that you're trying to
I
make
do.
up, and I guarantee you, look, you set standards so high for yourself You can't reach them.
Mhm.
So you have to be realistic, but you have to understand when you get into any relationship, there is going to be a role, but talk about it before you get together. Don't waste each other's time. Don't waste each other's abilities. Don't destroy another human being because you trying to mold them into something that you have some kind of crazy image in your mind you want them to be. Relationships are sharing. You must share. You must
Mm.
give. You must care. If you're not going to do that and you're going to make it all about you, then you should be by yourself.
That's right.
Yes, yes,
Well,
yes,
I
yes.
refuse to. I married him anyways.
I know that's right.
Oh man.
What's that song? That
Awesome.
song they used to have out. One is a lonely number. One is the
Mm,
loneliest number.
One and two
I gotta
takes
look that one up.
me.
What?
Three.
That song? And one is the
It's the
loneliest
loneliest
number that
number
you'll
that you'll
ever
ever
do. And it didn't say no that you'll ever
ever
do.
do. Mhm.
That's one is the
Oh,
loneliest
I
number.
had the other version. I was doing the Key Sweat version. What
Hey,
is Key Sweat?
hey,
Version.
Brian
Dallas,
Knight.
Yes.
tell us about your
Okay.
channel before you go.
Okay. I'm in central Indiana. I love gardening, doing things outside, and
Love the salad
nurturing, taking
boats.
care of my family. So if you want to stop by and see a little of that sometime, and I have some bees, I'm out here. I'm gonna check you out in the morning now, J3GS Farms, because you're gonna
Hey,
be on
South
there talking
Florida,
about
hi.
bees.
Yes.
So
Money
so I
talking
will
today.
I'll be checking that out.
Hey, South Florida and LGG, thanks for being in. Um,
Thanks, LGG.
LGG. South Florida. Welcome in.
Jigs, tell us about your channel.
Diggs is not here.
Well, that
Oh,
other fella who got jigs in his brain, tell us about
Yeah, that JGD fella.
yeah,
Yeah.
that
Oh,
fella. Hmm.
how y'all doing?
And don't even
JGDS.
and,
B.
and don't even mention the other fella's name. So you tell us about this one that's on the screen.
What I done missed?
This is JGD. B.
Uh-uh.
Haven.
Okay.
Oh,
We
the
had
print too
B.
small. I can't even see it.
JGD. B. Haven.
JJ.
And if you want to know, that's for my granddaughters. And I'm praying that they behave until they get married or whatever the case may be.
it's possible.
It's a
I
B
believe he'll
channel.
do it.
It's a B channel. I do B stuff and a little bit of other stuff. So if you want to look the simple way about taking care of bees and don't make it difficult like some of the other beekeepers and everything. I keep everything very simple because it's something I like to do. And that's it. But now my brother, he's got J through GS Farms. He do some
bye.
other thing up
Mute.
there.
Mute. We can't even talk about him. Not at all.
He do some everything on
Y'all
his channel.
scratch that from the docket. He not here tonight, remember.
It's
Never
not
tell
admissible.
everybody about the channel.
Look, he
Hello.
not here. He's not here. You're not even gonna give him a commercial tonight.
Show not. Never tell
Wow.
everybody about your your channel.
Wow.
Hello, everybody. I'm Netta. I'm the host of Netta's Nest. I am a happily married woman, and I have three teenagers. I do have my channel that I started up when I was on sabbatical because unfortunately I am a nurse also, and I've learned to garden, and I quite enjoy gardening. And I would prefer to stay in my garden, but I gotta go back to work. Oh, that's about it. I go to get out there and I do a little something. I'm growing all kind of mess out there in the yard, and I just enjoy being in nature. So if you want
Amen.
to come over and hang out for a little while, I do talk about a little bit of envelope stuffing on Fridays,
Oh yeah.
and I'm gonna start intertwining some other stuff in my budget in my channels, just doing little things here and there besides
Mhm.
gardening because it's too hot here in Florida, zone 10A, to be gardening. You go out there and you might start looking like them weeds because it's hot. Is it hot in Georgia?
Oh yeah,
Mm.
76 right now.
Mm.
Hey. So anyhow, Nutta's Nest, come on over. I do have another channel called Nutta Can Budget if you want to learn about some budgeting and anything interesting, but just my life. And thank you for having me
Oh,
on the panel.
no problem. Anytime, sweetie. Welcome anytime. I'm going to commercial. So guys, y'all know I like honey, the fresh honey. Just love it. So if y'all want to get some of this fresh honey, you got to go over there to Don't Hurt the Harvest. Because she got crystallized honey and she makes her own
Oh,
wine. She
I am
got it
clutching my
going on,
invisible
going
pearls.
on, going on. She got it. You got it. You got to go check out my girl Don't Hurt the Harvest. Because she in business, baby. I'm making some of the sweetest wine and some of the sexiest crystal honey you ever seen. Back to the program.
I- I'm gonna let
Oh,
Jay know you done kicked him to the curb.
oh, you heard what I said. I'm clutching my pearls.
I
I'm
know that's
clutching
right.
mines too.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
That's
clutching
funny.
mines
Miss
too.
Jones, tell us about your channel.
I have a channel, but most of the time I'm in the garden. I don't even think about a camera.
I
So
know that's right.
I forget all that stuff. I don't really do a lot of content, but I love coming on live channels. I love talking with
Give
people.
me
I've
that
gotten to
honey.
know some of the greatest gardeners and people ever. Tampa's Creek. Uh, Tampa's Creek found out she and I are a lot closer than what we think because she was literally born around where I live now. So, but
Oh, okay.
but I'm Mississippi zone 7B, 8A, depending on the weather. And it's hot in the Delta. What can I tell you? But it's been great. But like I said, I don't have a lot of content on my channel. I do have something. But if you're interested in building your own greenhouse, I built my own greenhouse.
Mm.
So
Oh,
you can take a
snap a
peek at
doodle.
that video. Yeah, I did built my own greenhouse.
Mm.
And used my husband's tools. He fussed, but I used them anyway. But but I just appreciate the fact that Tampa's Creek invited me to come on. When she saw me pop in the chat, she said, "Come on up here, Miss Jones."
No
And
problem. I like
actually,
wisdom.
I was literally just going to sit and watch, but when
Me
she
too.
invited, I
Yes.
started
Love
laughing.
wisdom
So
now.
I said, "Let me go on
Always,
up and get on up here." And
I'm
I
always
love,
learning.
yeah, I love everybody. And JG, I need. Did you email me that Cash App number?
I email everybody back.
Okay, I got to go back and check my email. I must have missed it, I love you all. If you all have anything interesting, I'll be peeking at everybody's channel. Netta's Nest, I will be subscribing to you all.
Oh, thank
Harvest, I
Yes.
you.
will be subscribing as soon as I get off here.
South
Okay.
Florida, yes, that's the wine from the wine live that we did. Miss Alice walked us through what she was the process.
Okay.
All righty, guys.
Here we go.
Another, gotta
Here
pay the
we
bill.
go.
Another
Another
commercial.
commercial. Another commercial.
Right, right.
Everybody do the honey dance. You got to rock. You got to rock. Because look what's coming to the stage. Look at J3G Honey Farm. Go over there to JGD Behaving. Get this honey. I promise you it's going to change your world. You don't know the things that you're going to do until you suck on some of this honey.
Oh,
So
son of honey.
go and get it. Get it, get it, get it. You might want to put it in a safe because everybody who touched this honey going to change and they're going to be in a different place.
One
Back
way or the
to the
other.
program. Okay, my renaissance.
Hey, this is my Renaissance grandma, and I do a small patio garden. I
Oh,
have a hydroponic garden. I do vegan cooking. I do a little acrylic paint. I do some store walks. I might do some recalls. I do
Uh-uh.
the herbal tinctures, herbal teas, everything herbal. And I
Awesome.
am the CEO of Lady B Collections, where I can make you smell good, feel
Oh,
good, and look good.
mm. Yes,
Oh,
sir.
snap-a-doodle. Everybody put in the chat and say snap-a-doodle. You gotta type in snap-a-doodle.
Thanks,
Now I'm gonna
sweetheart.
do a giveaway of some seeds. Uh,
Here we go.
one or two. Do I need to put one or two?
What you end up buying?
So do I need to put one giveaway of seeds or two giveaways? Let me know in the chat. Do y'all want me to just do one drawing or two drawings? Yeah, snap a doodle,
Well,
baby. Snap a doodle.
whatever touch your heart.
David said 3.
No, David, two. I'll do two.
Somebody he said no 4.
He gonna say no, four. So everybody in the channel, in the chat, not on the panel, but in the chat, can participate. Ready for
Not
the
on the
first
panel.
question? You on the
She
panel? You
said the
can't
cat. She
participate.
said the chat cannot participate.
No, I said the panel can't just to participate. The panel, the panel, the panel. Nobody on the panel can
Nobody
participate.
Oh
on the
well.
panel. Okay.
Oh well.
All right. The first one, I went to somebody's house and I identified a queen bee. Who house did I go to?
I don't know who
Y'all,
Sarah
y'all don't
house.
get that right. Y'all need to be hit upside the head.
I can't think of her name.
Sweet Thumb got it. First of all, Netta, why you giving them the answer?
Oh, I'm talking that loud. My
Yeah,
bad.
they heard.
Oh, and it was Sarah.
Yes.
Oh,
And don't hurt the harvest, put it in there. She ain't
There's
even
only,
supposed to be
Right.
playing.
I about to say there's only two people with bees that she messed with.
I know. So, Sweet Thumb, I will send you some seeds in the mail.
In the mail.
The next one is
put myself on mute.
we know Uncle
JGD,
Bammett.
check your cash app.
Uncle Bammett sent
This in the
me
email.
a gift. He gave me a gift card. Where was the gift card to?
I told you where to send that card to.
Not you.
Who gave you a gift card?
Uncle Bammett with
That's why
No,
CC. That's why CC got down so she could play and win some seeds.
uh-huh.
because Miss Alice just put the doggone answer in the chat.
Alice, what is you doing?
I don't know what she doing. She just gave them the answer and CC got
Okay. I am my fingers are away from the keys. You can ask another.
you going to send CC some seeds since you gave her the answer. I'm
That's
gonna
why I
do
had
one
put
more.
myself on
Okay,
mute.
I'll send Cece some seeds.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna do
Is that
another one
okay,
because
Cece?
I'm not getting CC no. I'm not getting CC no seeds because Miss
You
Alice
don't deserve it.
she
She
keep
said
on
she
putting
knew
the
the
answer in
answer.
chat. Her and them. I'm about to
I'm mad
mute
with them. They only gave me these little bit of seeds.
what. Sweet Thumb said y'all gotta mute her keyboard. How I mute her keyboard? Cause she tripping.
I'm,
Just
I,
getting the answers.
look, my hands are up now. I'm holding the phone with one hand, and this hand is up.
Hey,
And I
we
just
on this with
told
you,
her she could
Frugal Mama.
participate. So I'm gonna do one more.
Okay, I'm
South
listening.
Florida sunshine. Hello.
Where does the best honey come from?
The
The
ultimate
hive.
culture. Hello.
Netta said the hive.
Right, South
The
Florida
best state.
sunshine.
The best state.
Who did my first live with me?
Oh, I know.
No.
Can I answer? Can I answer?
No.
My first live, who did I do it with?
They
Don't hurt
have
the
10,
Harvey. Put your hands up. Don't hurt
My
the
hand
Harvey.
is on
Don't
my
touch
face.
nothing.
they have 10 seconds to answer. 9, 8,
David answered. Did
David.
David?
7. He shouldn't answer either because he be on the
David,
panel.
David wrong.
Oh,
Who did he say? I can't see the chat.
He said Jay.
Bayou Sugar said Jesus.
That's who I thought it was. Oh,
My first live was done with who?
You got me
The very
confused now.
the very first live I
the
did.
very first time. Hmm. I don't know. I thought it was.
If somebody's smart, they'll go to my live.
Mhm.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. My very first live I did by myself.
Oh,
Oh
I
boy.
thought it was with Mackenzie.
Uh-uh. I did by myself. The second one
Tampa.
was with Jigs and Nitro.
Tampa.
Uh,
You need to be beat.
I said the very first live.
You said, who did you do your very
You
first
said who did
live
you
with?
do it with?
Yeah, you
Okay,
said
that
with.
means they should have said nobody.
No, wrong. Now
Nope.
you do another one because you done messed up. You messed up.
No,
Yeah.
no, no. Look, Bayou said I said the Lord.
That's true too.
So do
Yeah,
I
that's
need to?
true.
So do I need to give it to Bayou?
I guess by you got it then.
Yeah,
Okay.
You got it right.
So Bayou, I sent you some seeds. It was. I mean, I said, who did I do my very first live with? Nobody.
You said with. That's where you messing folks up.
I mean, hey,
You,
if you,
you
if,
can't do a live with yourself.
yes, I can because I did it. So Bayou and who else?
I'm
Sweet
starting
Talk.
not to want you in Georgia.
Oh
yeah.
well, it ain't what you want. It's what God allowed, and
Amen.
that's where He want me to go. He
I
gonna let
know
me go.
him. I know him.
He ain't listen to you. He listen to that other fella.
Jay,
I know him
Jay,
too. Then I know him too.
He listen to that other fella. So Bayou and Sweet Thumb got me, and Miss Alice gonna send CC some seeds. David said this is a bull. Hey Sandra. uh okay guys. CC, do you want some watermelon seeds? Give mine to the pot. What pot?
in case you have another light, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. Well, guys, if you all want to support the channel, I'm trying to raise some funds for a radiator so I can get my car fixed. They told me to put this in the live tonight when I was talking to everybody earlier. So if you want to support me and Mackenzie channel, any little thing will help. Is there anything anybody else want to say?
Good night.
Okay, so she said she
I
wants
didn't go to
to see.
sleep on you tonight, my Renaissance.
Oh no,
I
you
know.
did.
Oh, we already said goodnight. Are we waving yet?
Yeah, we're saying good night.
Good
Love
night.
you
God
guys.
bless.
Have a good
Everybody
night.
have a good rest.
Time
Thank you
to
for
go.
coming in.
Yeah.